What's happening, man? It's your boy, the CapN, KHAN_man, that 510. That's the Bay. Catch me on Universal Debates. Catch me on What It Sound Like podcast, where you get your best reviews and interviews. Catch me on BLERD Entertainment on TapN No CapN. You feel me? Where basically, if you're a blerd and you've seen it, then what's your opinion? You know what I'm saying? Talk to him, Jew.
What's happening, man? It's your boy, man, Straw Hat Joofy, man. Make it do with it, Doofy, man. We back in here for another one. I think this is our first one for 2023, to be actually honest with you. So you feel me? We about to go in today, man. You know, shout out to BLERD Entertainment. Shout out to TapN No CapN. Shout out to everybody that's been rocking with us, man. We about to get into it.
Peach.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Peach, and that's all y'all finna get from me.
Bars. She back, y'all. She back for season 2. You know what I'm saying? You don't know, she might just be good here for a good time, not a long time, but she back. You know what I'm saying? She here
for a good time, not a long time.
So
I'm pulling a BMT today, y'all. I'm eating online. I don't give a fuck.
shit, I might do the same. What you eating anyways? Oh, it's just froze.
I went and got some original polo bowl from fucking El Polo Loco.
Never had one. Oh, let me catch one.
They fired $5. Bomb. Healthy too.
Face my little privacy real quick, so they can the other viewers can see it, make it public.
Nigga, open the doors of the church, my boy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We in service.
Come in fellowship with us.
Privacy. I don't know why they don't let you edit the privacy before live, but yeah. Anyways, though, we already got a first comment. Who up in here? I was definitely gonna say the mask. The mask.
Like talking about the mask, green face, the Loki.
That's
mask.
what I'm thinking of, Jim Carrey, but he wasn't a villain.
He wasn't
right?
a villain though.
He was just bad. AF.
She was bad. Who was bad? And you gotta give us some context. I don't know.
Yeah, who you talking about? You don't win ahead of the show. I don't even know what you.
Yeah, we ain't even give no introduction or nothing like that. I was gonna say the mask.
She was bad. Who? The mask was a dude.
Last time I checked.
Not Jim Carrey, ain't it?
You gotta enlighten us real quick, because you just lost us that fast. Laughing my butt off. Yeah, bad teacher.
Isn't that Cameron Diaz?
Mm-hmm.
She was on the mask.
Mm-hmm.
I guess being a bad teacher, you are kind of a villain, I guess, if you're doing that, but I guess it's kind of but I'll roll with it.
Reach for the stars. No, I don't see I don't see it though.
Yeah. Okay,
I had it,
so
I lost it.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Elden Ring's rats.
Elden Ring rats. Who? Wait, why does it sound familiar? Who we talking about?
Oh, you're not a gamer for real. No, you right. I feel like Elden Rings, bro. You ain't played that new one? You just sip the cup, huh? Yeah, I can see that point.
I haven't played any video games in a while.
Me either, bro. Just me watching other people's content is how I know. That's the only way.
Yeah, I just play like Call of Duty Mobile and shit. That's it. Other than that,
you know what? Since y'all niggas want to eat and shit, drink and shit, y'all go ahead. I might make me some motherfucking cereal.
This nigga, he gotta be everything. We can't even get hungry. He ain't even hungry for real, y'all. He eating with his eyes.
I kind of feel left out. I ain't gonna lie.
Bruh eating with his eyes. He want to be a part of it so bad. He like, well, let me get some. You know that one kid that walk in.
Both of them.
Mix it up, my boy. Mix it up. Google that. What the Elden Ring? No, what's been up with y'all, man? What's the news with everybody, man? How y'all feeling about 2023 so far? We 13 days. It's Friday the 13th. I just realized that it's Friday the 13th. Oh shit.
Oh yeah, today's my mama's
day. That's the perfect day for this episode. Then it's Friday the 13th. We talking about villains, and that's what's up. I didn't even know that. That was, I like that organic shit. I like that. Look, now you get white shit falling off your lip and shit. That's what you wanted? Is that what you wanted?
I'm happy, bro. I feel like I'm left out now.
Man.
Feel a part of the crew now.
You feel part of the crew? Because we're all in this together.
We stand hand in hand.
This feeling like High School Musical for you?
Mm-hmm.
You get the snack with your buddies.
Get your head in the game.
You just want to be a part of it. That's it.
All right, let's get into the main topic, man. So the main topic, I'm just gonna move everybody's pictures for a second and then put it back up. I saw it. That was a weird way to go on the body, but I didn't have it pulled up. So today's podcast is about villains you agree with. And I think we're going to go ahead and start off with the first. You feel me? Starting with Jew Heffy, Big Steppy.
That's not the title. It's villains who were justifiable, meaning the action. Man, no, you got to be.
So could you elaborate?
Could
you elaborate?
So basically, it's villains who are actual villains in either that rendition of the movie, film, comic book issue. They are a villain, and the acts that they took were justifiable because the cause was justifiable, meaning they did it out of a good place, a good part in mind, but they did it in a villainous way, meaning they killed a couple motherfuckers. They took.
So they did what needed to be done.
They did what needed to be done, in a sense. You feel me? So we're going to see who are justifiable and who ain't, you feel me, in all of our opinions, See if somebody get a slap on the wrist or it's like, nah, throw that nigga in jail. He crazy.
Tap or tap.
You feel
me?
And
this is any villain?
Any villain? Yes, a few villains we brought up. We had the list here. So we got...
shit. Good job.
We got a few people in this thing. So we're going to go through a few of them. I think we got some honorary mentions added in at the last moment, I think. So, wherever y'all want to start, we can start from the top, go to the bottom. We can switch it up, either or,
Switch it up.
See which one of these motherfuckers.
I feel like the first one is automatic valid.
Dude, you freezing up a lot.
Who, Captain Hook?
Go ahead and pull it up, man. I'm gonna start off with Captain Hook. That's Julie. That's your pick. Go ahead and explain why.
So look, in reality, bro. Let me pull it up. I had some notes, bro. In reality, Captain Hook wasn't wrong, bro. So if you think about it, the whole time Peter Pan was the villain. Like Goku is really the villain in Dragon Ball Z. Peter Pan was the villain. So it's a theory, but it's also some other stuff outside of the actual Disney movie. Peter Pan was kidnapping kids, boys, but he was kidnapping them from the regular world, bringing them to Neverland. You feel me? Kidnapping. Not summer camp, you niggas go back home. He kidnapped a whole bunch of boys, brought them to Neverland, and try to make them stay young. But it's said that once they grew up, they became pirates, part of Captain Hook's pirate crew. And before that could happen, he would kill the lost boys. Like, when they grow up, he would kill them. And Captain Hook was basically trying to stop this tyrant-ass child that was going around kidnapping kids. and then leaving them to dry if they started to age while in Neverland and they didn't believe in the magic. Like, have you seen a live action movie? Peter grew up because he stopped believing in magic. But all the other kids they kidnapped and left the fucking Neverland, them motherfuckers didn't grow up because they believed in the magic.
But question is, did Captain Hook do what needed to be done?
Yeah, he was trying to catch Peter Pan bitch ass and take him out the gang so no more kids would come up missing. Because it was his whole pirate crew was literally kids that Peter had kidnapped and they just grew up. So it'd be wrong for hunting down Peter Pan because this motherfucker was doing some faulty shit if you really think about it.
I don't know. I never really liked Captain Hook. He irritated me. Like, I just really want him to catch Peter Pan, just put him in a chokehold.
Captain Hook was cool, but my dude is Mr. Speed. I ain't gonna lie, that's gonna always be my partner, Mr. Speed. Yes, Captain. Yes, Captain.
I have a villain. Bellatrix from Harry Potter. The one that was like, kill Sirius Black.
Mm-hmm. That's his cousin. She killed her cousin.
But she
so wait, why you feel like she justified?
Why she justifiable? I feel like
she's fucking crazy. Cousin. I love it. Like, she knows.
So you think you just like her?
She knows she's a villain. She knows she about that life. She just killed her own cousin on the set. Like, what are you talking about?
That ain't justified.
That's not justified. That's a psycho.
But she knows she's a villain. You know what I'm saying? Like, she knows she's on Voldemort's
Joker
side.
know he a villain. He ain't nothing he done is justifiable, bruh. It's crazy.
He's psycho for sure. I feel like Bellatrix was just very happy of being a villain. No?
On a sidebar, the same way they brought up other characters, going back to the original character, which is Captain Hook. Shout out to Robin Williams for playing Peter Pan back in the day in the movie. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I definitely agree. We all know the real lore of Peter Pan. Definitely Captain Hook was justified. I mean, technically, you know what I mean? You a serial killer, bro. Like, he would get kids by the way and stop. First of all, you kidnapping kids. Flying around these tight ass types and they sleep and shit. Keeping little girls in cages and shit. I'm talking about Tinkerbell. You know what I'm saying?
He's a fairy.
He a womanizer. You know what I'm saying? He kidnapping kids. He killing people. Like,
he was creeping with Tiger Lily. Creeping with Tiger Lily.
And he hella old too. So he a pedophile on top of that.
Damn, he just gave him the P. His name is Peter Pedophile Pan. 3 P's in that. I don't want no smoke. That nigga gave that nigga extra P. Peter Pedophile Pan. But no, bro was definitely a kidnapper though, bro. You were going to the mainland, kidnapping kids, with no intentions of bringing them back. Like, look how bad Wendy and all her brothers was trying to go back home. He just kept trying to convince them to stay where they were. Mm-hmm. It ain't working like that, Peter. And then you want to know, Peter is nasty though, because in the second Peter Pan, Peter started fucking with Wendy's granddaughter. So if you do the math, bro, you old as shit. And now you trying to holler at Wendy's granddaughter after you was trying to holler at her in the first one. Nah, bro, Peter ain't cool, bro. You gotta watch people in them little ass tights, bro. Gotta watch people in them little tights.
Charlie, man. I was gonna say, all right, so I think we all pretty much basically said that's Cap, right?
Let's Tab. Y'all agree that Captain Hook's actions are justifiable? I do.
I don't.
Raise the right.
But you
2-1. Easy math.
But you did prove a point though.
All right, so look, I'm gonna go with my
Watch out
pick.
for niggas.
I'm going with my pick. That's Doc Seismic. If you're an Invincible fan from watching Invincible, this man was spitting nothing but facts, making, going against the government, going against the man. You know what I'm saying? So we actually gonna play a couple of clips on why I feel like the man was justified. I'll go crazy.
You come to pray at this obscene monument. They were oppressors, racists, slave owners. I give you.
Okay, what's up, Charlie? What you doing up in here, man?
Oh, I was just leaving y'all a present before I did.
Oh.
I know I was supposed to put music in here a while ago and just straight up forgot about it. So I got y'all. I think y'all like what?
Was you trying to be in here, or you was just trying to be behind the scenes?
I was gonna hop in here and just throw these shits in here. But I mean, I can if y'all. I'm just on the game, so I ain't really doing shit.
It's up to you, my brother.
Hey, what do you think about that last comment? Do you think Captain Hook actions are justifiable based on the weird shit Peter was doing?
Yeah. I mean, Peter in general is weird. It's borderline pedophile behavior. I'm keeping it a buck.
They calling him Triple P out here in the streets.
Triple P.
Triple P, Peter pedophile pan.
Mojo Jojo is. I didn't put him on the list, but he there too though.
Oh, this thing got on the Blade jacket. What's up? Okay, I didn't even look at my boy himself just now. Look at you, my brother. All right, King.
Yeah, man. I'm saying this is not really this is Samuel Jackson. You know what I'm saying?
Shaft. Okay, I see you.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all been good, though.
But yeah, let me finish this last.
Junior coat.
Yeah,
You should be on my side. Tear down the old power structure. Build a new order. I mean, look at the costume they've got you in. Talk about pandering to gender roles.
I designed my own costume, and I thought your doctorate was in seismology.
Undergrad in sociology and women's studies. I had a minor in African dance. But enough politics.
Yeah, man. So Doc Seisman, man, woke as fuck.
African was it African dance studies? What is it?
Man, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's a real one. You know what I'm saying? Called out slavery, called out injustice, called out the evils of the government, talking about over sexualization of female characters in comics. Like, don't sound like a villain to me. You know what I'm saying? If anything, he's a social justice warrior. You know what I'm saying?
Was Adam Eve really that over sexualized though? She was wearing the one piece swimsuit. Yeah, like she had no midriff and nothing showing.
She had a waist on. We barely seen her hands.
You can't really see those because she got a cape behind her.
But she got like a bustier or whatever the fuck you call that shit.
I mean, I hope she ain't flat chested.
That's true too, but she is plamped up though. You know what I'm saying? And what superhero really need to have their legs and spandex as protection? You know what I'm saying? With the cuff around the booty. Like, you know what I'm saying? She basically wearing a bathing suit.
I mean, it's just, it gives that agile ability. It's the same shit that gymnastics work out in. And just
you don't even do gymnastics. Yeah, that's your only work with like Batman characters and shit. This girl fucking manipulates.
You ain't never seen a woman
with her power. She don't do no type of flexibility.
A somersault, triple tuck, curtsy spin over the back. Ass cheeks still intact. It holds.
I don't think it matters what she wears because she's literally not gonna die. Period. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Like she dies and comes back to life younger or some shit when she dies of old age.
She's inevitable.
Yeah.
What my nigga Thanos say? I'm inevitable.
That's what we really need, bro. We really need to start adding in getting some shit up in here. Some reactions, but yeah.
Oh, you know what? I got something for you that I throw in our own stream, but I think you may like this one. Where this shit at? Hold on.
Okay, hold on. Before we play that, or you pick that, tap or cap, Doc Seismic is justified. I say tap.
Yeah, I give him that.
So what did he do wrong in like as far as
he's like an eco terrorist, right?
Yeah, so basically, he destroyed the monuments of all the presidents. Like I said, like they was like you praying to these dudes who was slave owners and shit like that. He started destroying all that, and basically all the people who was praying to like these governments that was evil. He was like, hey, y'all want to stick around for this shit? Y'all can die too.
Okay, yeah.
That's
Now
how he felt about it.
Now you just sparked my memory. So yeah, I tab with him. I just need to break it down a little bit so the scenes can come back into my head.
What about you, Peach?
Tap.
Tap in.
Not everything gonna be so controversial. We gonna get to those. You know, this light work right now. It's light work.
Yeah, I got here early. Damn, you only been up for 21 minutes. Okay.
Okay. What about what's the surprise?
And you know, you usually get 1 minute to get past the first person. And...
Oh yeah. Oh, this is just some goofy shit. Hold on. Take this shit down. It wasn't nothing crazy. Just one of my favorite things ever to ever hear in my ears.
Maybach music. Maybach music.
I mean, you ain't got to use it. I'm gonna use the fuck out of it. I was just like,
wait, you using that for what?
Just to stream whenever I feel like it.
Ain't that stealing?
That's copyright.
No, under 7 seconds.
Oh, okay.
I told you, if you keep it under 7, you can really do whatever you want with it.
If anything, if I was to do that, if you was gonna give me, I would have took the Don DeMarco. You feel me?
Fair enough.
That's what I would have took.
Don DeMarco, Marco.
And then
Bang bang.
Bang bang. Oh my god. Okay.
All right. So we'll move on to the next one, man. Let me skip this. Let's go back to Jew. Going with Cole.
Hey, bro.
Planet of the Apes.
Was he really a villain though?
That's the point.
I don't like how you said Jew name and then put that picture up. Though.
Oh,
bro.
Bro, if anything, he was the gorilla in the beginning of the movie, the one with the white hair.
Let me give y'all a quick comparison so that way y'all can probably look at this in the same perspective that I look at it in. This is the only time I'm going to say this too. Koba is Killmonger. Caesar is T'Challa.
Correct.
Pretty much.
Hey,
correct.
Koba... Caesar was a pet, bro. Caesar was a pet. You feel me?
Caesar was a
pet, nigga.
He was, yes, he was in his origin story, but he didn't stay that way. But go ahead.
That was off of technicality. If the shit didn't go left like it did, that nigga was a pet. You feel me? So T'Challa, a king, bred in the castle. All silver spoon goon. You feel me? As where Koba and Killmonger, these two motherfuckers came from the trenches. They witnessed the hardships and the brutality of mankind. Front and center, like personally. Koba was a cage animal. They beat on him. You had that weird ass white dude that kept electrocuting him with the fucking electric staff. They fucked up his face and shit. Scarred him in. So once he gained the ability and the apes went through what they went through, who can be mad at him for not wanting to take the peaceful route? It's like, bro, we're free now, but we also have this intellect, but we're still fighting these motherfuckers. We just trying to live peacefully in the forest and be us, and these motherfuckers still hunting us down. I'm not about to keep having conversations with these people or keep sitting here letting go of these motherfucking infiltrators that we keep catching that keep trying to infiltrate our village or whatever they want to call it for the monkeys. But we're not about to keep doing that, bro. So it's like, bro, I'm going to knock these motherfuckers off. I'm going to learn how to use these guns. You see how my nigga was out here like this with the strap? You ain't never seen a nigga hold a quickie like this.
Nigga, with a whole aorta.
Hey, bruh.
With one hand.
Like, at what point, bro, is enough? You feel me? It's like, bro, I'm tired of having to fight for my freedom. I'm tired of having to fight to live, and you want to keep letting these motherfuckers go, and they gonna just keep coming back. And if we don't show them that, we about that action and we will knock you off type activity, they're going to keep coming back.
Right.
So then, Drew, I got a question
Kobe
for
went
you.
in there and
on that
did
topic,
what he
man.
was supposed to do. Now the coup that he did, doing the coup, killing old boy's son, throwing him off the balcony and shit. That was fucked up. But like when he took them guns and came in there and played like he was a little monkey.
Microphone out.
That nigga came in there and played like he was a monkey and shit.
I don't play, bro.
Bro, that nigga came in and worked the fuck out of them niggas. They thought it was cool. They like, oh, look at him. He pop, real quick. Them two dudes, bro.
I like when he was playing as the monkey, fucking with niggas and shit, picking up the gun like, ooh.
That's what I'm talking about. When he first got the gun, he came in there like, had his hands up,
playing with niggas,
and then pop their ass real quick. I'm like, yeah, that's how you guys. I mean, to an extent, you got to get down for the get down, but like,
I really felt like that was actually like a metaphor or something like that. You feel me? You know how you gotta play.
Yeah, I thought so.
You gotta play the monkey. You gotta play the fool to really get over on your oppressors. You feel me?
Monkey see, monkey do.
So then, Drew, I got a question for you.
Monkey see, monkey do.
On that same token, Drew, are you giving any credence to the idea of you becoming the oppressor and you instilling on the others what you had instilled in you? Is that it's an eye for an eye type of thing for you, or where are you at with that on the ideology?
Okay, so you mean like as far as like him becoming the same people that he despised type shit? Because
buddy that was terrorizing him and shit, that white man, he pretty much just became a mirror image of that person.
True.
And instilled in others what he did into him. So at that point, it's a cycle that you're creating at that point.
No, facts. That's basically like how Killmonger was. Like it's a limit. Like, okay, do what you gotta do.
What that Wakanda shit.
But don't over exceed the process. You feel me? No, definitely. Like I said, he went too far. Once he started killing his own fucking fellow apes and shit that did not agree with his ideology, he was wrong. That's like Killmonger. Like what he did was right, but once you start killing your own people and opposing you, just doing the same shit.
The only reason why he did that is because they were trying to fucking save these niggas. You a part of, bro. If you a part like of the niggas that I'm trying to attack.
Yeah, he had that if you ain't with me, you against me kind of mindset.
My nigga, like, what you mean? Like,
it was that if you ain't with me, you against me mindset, and I understand it. That's why I said it's debatable, but I'm with him up to an extent. Like,
said, dude, let me in. I don't even see you. Did you drop that in the chat or something? I'm surprised you still came in.
I'm surprised you here, but they told me you was MIA.
You said he said he was gonna be MIA.
That being said, are you really fighting for your freedom, or are you fighting for vengeance at that point?
I believe in Koba's. I think in the beginning, if Caesar would have went about it the way he thought about it, it would have been more for the right reasons. But since nothing ever went how he wanted it to go, it became a vengeance thing. It was vengeance. You feel me? He was upset. He was feeling a little salty and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Because he's like, he put all his trust into Caesar. And he's like, bro, I understand you can say some of them, they all ain't wrong, but like the ones that's wrong, bro, let's kill these niggas. Like everybody don't get a pass type shit. That was
every time when the motherfuckers would come inside, sneak into their territory, cuz they'll drop down, you feel me, snatch up their guns, wherever like that. Don't come back here. You know what I'm saying? But he still they'll catch casualties and shit like that. You gotta remember this whole family's like kids, little monkeys and shit like that. You feel me? Like why they still get terrorized, you feel me? Fucking Caesar, even though he was a great leader, he had no military weaponry. You feel me? He actually left his people vulnerable and they didn't get fucked over until, you know what I mean? Like after the fact that humans was attacking. That's when Koba was like, look, cuz I understand you with peace and all that shit, but really you making us weak. You making us vulnerable to the enemies. At the end of the day, I'm gonna have to turn up because I'd rather reflect the trauma and the bullshit that they doing onto us than to be on the receiving end. You feel what I'm saying? And unfortunately, that's just the route it had to go. Now, that's a difference if they wasn't being attacked, they wasn't, you feel me, none of that bullshit, and then Koba did what he did just out of power and greed. Then he would be wrong. But the fact that Caesar was still pushing that hard line, nah, we ain't gonna kill these humans. Nah, we ain't gonna be like the humans. But you still getting shot down like monkeys and the whole shit. Nah, bro, you're wrong. And that's the same thing why I agree with Namor. You feel me?
I see your point. If you're fighting,
Yeah, I
your...
feel.
Speaking about oppressor,
Go ahead.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Wow.
I thought we got Brian past the hood. You out of pocket. You out of pocket.
Y'all invited bro to
What
the
the fuck?
My bad, bro. I didn't know what you was walking into. I'm so sorry.
You right? Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. That was funny as shit, though.
My bad to call it nice.
transition.
Man, I ain't calling that shit. I'll tell you that much.
What's
You got that
going on?
colonizer money?
No, but like I feel you. Don't come in here with that shaky service.
I ain't got shaky service. The fuck you talking about? I got good internet.
You just froze like 2 seconds ago. Your hair was doing the look. No, completely right, bro. I just feel like some villains are some people like who go about it the way these two people did. It's just a point where you gotta take back control of your anger and your vengeance, and control yourself and don't go too far. Cause like I said, for me, they both fucked up once they start killing their own people. I feel like, okay, you're not no better than them now because now we just them and just claiming to fight for this side. Cause because Cobra did some fucked up shit. He shot Caesar from down below. He hit the nigga with the whoop from the shadows. Like,
nigga, you see Caesar, cause that nigga was hugged. Nigga, Caesar whooped this nigga ass. Caesar whooped this nigga ass still being trying to be healed up from a fucking gunshot, bro. So he whooped this nigga injured, bro. And Cobra wasn't no weak nigga, bro. So I would have snaked that nigga.
Cobra was walking around
that's like saying why would Scar try to shoot the fair one with Mufasa? Hell no. Did you see what Mufasa was doing? Did you see how he
Mufasa was hella big compared to Scar, bro. Mufasa was hella big compared to Scar, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Like girth-wise, that was like a fucking Doberman pincher versus a bully. Like
exactly,
he was not.
On top of that, have you heard the extended lore about Scar and Mufasa?
Yes,
I have not.
Okay, so the extended lore of Scar and Mufasa is Scar isn't originally his name, of course.
No, he got
because who the fuck names are? Yeah,
name from the old. They showed
he got that Scar actually.
What's the show though with the son? What's it called? That's where it came from. I watched
it's called like the Lion Pride or some shit like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
So he actually got the Scar essentially protecting Mufasa from a coup, and because Scar played along with whatever this other was it a different lion? I don't remember exactly, but a lion and a snake that were attempting to overthrow Mufasa, and Scar played along. And he did kind of get the idea of like, yeah, maybe I should be kind of running this shit in the back of his mind, but he was still loyal to Mufasa. So when they were about to spring the coup on him, Scar turned around and whooped their asses. And fighting with the snake. That's how he got the Scar. And so he went back to Mufasa and reported it to him. Was like, by the way, I just totally stopped this coup attempt. He was like, all right, thanks, Scar. Appreciate it. And that's all that was ever said about it. Gave him no real props or nothing. And that's when Mufasa was like, yeah, I should be running this shit. I'd do a much better job as a fuck king.
Last week, I just watched it last week. It was on Disney Plus, the little Lion Pride with the son, Simba's son.
Yeah.
I watched it. Yeah, I was like, okay, that was cool. It was kind of dope, though. I ain't gonna lie, to give Scar a little more of a backstory. It was kind of dope. I liked it.
I don't blame Scar. Shit, I do that shit. I want 3 elephants, a giraffe, a watering hole.
On top of that, you could tell. Yeah, honorable mention, definitely Scar. And you could also tell that the lions were apparently overfed.
Shout out to the man. They've been supporting the channel, bro. We like y'all channel, man. We definitely have to do some collaboration. You feel me? Just wanted to give y'all a quick shout out. Shout out to everybody that's on here. Shout out to everybody that's in the comments. Thank y'all for the support. Go ahead, brother.
So on top of that, you can actually tell that under Mufasa's rule, the lions were overfed because it was actually fucking over all of the other predators in that area. Because that's why the hyenas were so willing to attack willy-nilly, because they were starving. They were just trying to eat. The lions were taking everything from them. So they were fucking over, under Mufasa's rule, fucking over everybody else. The only reason why Scar is considered a bad king is because he just basically got cursed. Like as soon as he took king, they essentially had like a fucking drought and shit. Like that was not his fault.
So you saying Mufasa pretty much is fucking Darth Vader, huh?
Essentially, yeah.
The Empire just took over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so Scar being a good ruler versus being justified is something totally different.
I'd say he was justified because he was trying to create more balance for everybody, including the outcasts like the hyenas and shit like that. Now, he did turn into an evil fucking tyrant dictator, but I don't think he started that way. It's very similar to Ganondorf from the Legend of Zelda series. His whole reason for wanting to take over Hyrule, by the way, another justified character, you find out that he's justified in Wind Waker. The whole reason he started off attempting to take over Hyrule wasn't because he was necessarily just trying to get the force of power and become like a super omnipotent being. He was just trying to do it so that way his people, the Gerudo, they lived in fucking squalor and hell. Like living in the Gerudo Desert is a horrible fucking place to live. And as he points out, it's like if the sun doesn't kill you during the day, the biting winds at night will. And you even see that in Breath of the Wild. If you're in the Gerudo Desert, if you're not wearing the right clothing, during the day you sweat to death, and at night you will freeze to death. The weather can actually kill you. And so, of course, nothing grows in the desert. So all of the Gerudo were barely surviving. And so that's the whole reason he went to Hyrule. He was trying to get some of the natural wealth that they have. And then that's when he found out about the Triforce and shit. And he tried to get that because he was like, well, maybe I can fix my problems with this. He got corrupted over time.
All black, nope, because that's my honorable mention. I don't know. I don't think bro was wrong.
You want to know why?
Yes, I 100% believe Thanos was wrong. Fuck Thanos. His idea was stupid.
You know why it is? You have all that power to snap out half of existence. You have the power to provide more resources.
On top of that, you have the power to destroy the systems causing there to be these limitations.
Who's to say, though, it just wouldn't have made people more greedier, though. If I would have supplied more resources, don't you think that we would have got back to people being more greedy, trying to obtain those sources again, like Tide All-Star? We would have had wars again. It would have been mutiny all over again, like a motherfucker on some, BC or, no, that's not BC. Where the fuck was all those damn wars? Like the fucking...
It was around the beat, like before Christ, to around that time. Like the Dark Age. Well, that was more of a religion than anything else. But...
Yeah, but like,
are you talking about the Crusades?
Yeah, that's what you're talking
about. Yeah,
because those were like 1400s.
Yeah, like back that time, you know how it was just a lot of wars going on back to back in that time.
No, yeah, there's always been wars going on.
All those resources coming back, who's to say motherfuckers wouldn't have fought over those resources?
But the problem lies where you're going to have conflict when there's a lack of resources and you're fighting for a limited supply. If you have an unlimited supply and a fucking gauntlet that can create whatever the fuck you want, you're never running out of resources, so there's no point to fight. You hungry? Exactly. Oh, hit up Thanos. Hey, bro, we need like 15 more chickens over here. We straight.
And on top of that, again, we got to remember that what really causes there to be a system of lacking isn't necessarily that we are just consuming. It's the fact that there are powers that be that intentionally restrict this shit because that's how they make their money and how they keep their control and power. You cannot tell me that these fucking oil companies are giving us cheap ass oil because we deserve it and shit. No, they're hoarding all the oil and making us pay out the ass for it when there is well more than enough to be able to go around easily. That's not the issue. So it's false limitations.
I'm gonna bust everybody's bubble with that same question that was posed onto us about, okay, because it was a valid question. The follow-up question was, do we feel as though doing a purge would solve a lot of world issues? You feel what I'm saying? No. It's the same thing that Thanos did when he purged the universe. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it helps the universe because, you know what I'm saying, the people, the overpopulation, okay, gets to have all the resources, now they can thrive. yes, it makes sense, but it's very lazy, right? Just same way that the universe is vast and wide and lots of planets having been explored. You can't tell me that every planet has been habitated. You can't tell me that, you know what I'm saying, there aren't other places that certain colonies of people can, you know, venture off to start over again. Shout out to the Wakandans. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Asgardians. You know what I mean? Like, just because you're having trouble in one place doesn't mean you can't go somewhere else and thrive. There's plenty of world, plenty of universes, plenty of Earth right now. Like they said, like, oh, they say that you know, we there's a shortage of land and stuff like that. But when you go travel down to Texas, you're driving, but nothing but land. You know what I'm saying? It's just land that's not habitated. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not the fact of, oh, you know, there's not enough resources, not enough space for everybody to live. It's the fact that the people who control it are keeping it for themselves, is only trying to make a profit. And the people who are trying to be, what do you call it? Independent, let's just go with that. You know, they kind of get isolated and kind of get, you know, killed off and all those other type of things because they're not making a profit off of them. In the Matrix, you know, the Matrix talk.
And on top of that, I'd like to add to the question that someone else asked, like if there was a modern day purge. Well, think about this. We've had purges before, unintentional ones. Typically, they're natural disasters. But look at the Black Death. Look at the bubonic plague. Shit like that. These types of massive extinction events on these kind of levels have actually set humanity back every time they've happened. So you think suddenly like 50% of the world's population, and I'm not just saying human population, all life on the planet, so that includes every animal, every fish, every plant, all of it is just gone in 50, you know, in a split second. All of it. Half is just suddenly gone.
For example, I don't know who reads Planet Hulk or who has read Planet Hulk.
Oh, come on now.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? You read Planet Hulk, then you know that whole planet is ruled on chaos. It's ruled on fighting. It's ruled on man versus, you know, man for man. You know, mano y mano. Everybody fights for their
Viltrumite planet. That's where the Viltrumites live.
Right. So basically, you know what I'm saying? All of that. Hold on. What if instead of death, the answer is to transport people to those reserves? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So. Yeah. And it all depends on the rulership, bro. So like we just said, that's really the key thing. It's not necessarily that, oh, like, you know what I'm saying, that, oh, you know, it's you can't coexist. That's not a thing. You know what I'm saying? People are going to naturally fight. People are going to naturally kill. Those things happen. However, killing off a whole genocide or killing off half of a population does not solve problems. Like you just I think All Black said it. The cycle is just going to repeat. Those people are going to eventually populate more people, and that same thing of resources is going to happen again. But like I was saying with Planet Hulk, which that whole planet didn't know anything about peace. Once Hulk became a ruler, the whole land was peaceful. His rulership was so great that whole planet that knew nothing but fighting was able to live in peace. A whole bunch of Hulk type characters were able to live in peace. You get what I'm saying? So it's really about what you do with the resources more than, oh, it's not enough, or the, you know, what's the amount that you have. You know what I'm saying?
But having effective, honest, decent leadership also is another factor that you just cannot ignore in that too. The sheer and simple fact that we do have such shitty leadership all over the globe is the indicator that prevents us from being able to access these higher levels of capability. So, you know,
y'all say hi.
So, hello. So, yeah, 100%. I do not agree that Thanos was right or justified because there are way too many options. Again, we have, of course, like the basic options that make sense, such as like, well, what if...
I agree.
Yeah, because we have the options that, of course, like we could technically do in our world, maybe not for like many years, such as like space travel and shit like that, but I mean that's still an option that we'll have eventually. And also again, taking down the people who are in charge of shit that are controlling all of this. Those are both logical things. But also, again, we have fucking Magic Infinity Glove that can do whatever the fuck you want. It is literally the problem-solving device. We have not enough resources and we have not enough resources and too many people. We now have enough resources.
I'm gonna say it. Tony Stark ain't shit. Reed Richards ain't shit. Hank Pym ain't shit. Y'all have the intelligence to build Ultron, building suits that can hide in your blood, but you can't make Mars inhabitable.
Right?
You Hulk across the galaxy, but you can't build a makeshift island or some shit in the middle of the ocean or make an island habitable.
Yeah, well, look at the motherfuckers that we've got now in charge of shit, our richest people.
Before we go too far, we already went way off script. So,
yeah, my bad.
Real quick, tap that Kobe was justified, or cat that he wasn't.
I'm tapping.
Tap.
I'll tap.
3.
Thomas.
Fuck. Who is it again?
Koba from Planet of the Apes.
I actually haven't seen it, so I can't answer.
You chimed in.
I don't want to see my family reunion on screen.
Wow. Y'all are some nasty people.
Wow, that's nasty work.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
So
with that being said,
that's his answer. Movie.
That's crazy.
Wow, that's fun.
That's hilarious.
Oh, that was funny.
That's
All right, hold on. What do you think first?
Aisha, I was saying to make a whole other planet habitable. Like go to Mars and make it to where there's drinkable water. Give it sunlight that's actually able to sustain plant life and vegetation, so you can put people there and they can survive.
There you go.
And also, yes, Aisha, that also is exactly it. Because if you think about how nomads and even just like how animals migrate and shit, they go to a particular area, they eat up all the fucking resources that are there, and then they move the fuck on. And then time passes, and those resources come back. They regrow.
Hey,
So we would just become re-migratory again, going between about like 4, 5, 6 different planets, and by the time we made it right back to Earth, all the resources are back.
Look at the Moorish people.
That's
Look how our people did. We traveled from place to place, established architecture, vegetation, and ways of going about it, and we moved on. And people came in right behind us, took whatever we left over, and then fucking thrived. Shout out the Roman Empire.
Exactly.
I don't think we should ever on live say shout out to the Roman Empire. I don't think that's a very smart, wise decision.
Oh, shout out to the Romans, bro. They was cool a little bit.
Deus Ex Romani.
A little bit.
We got some dope people out of that.
They had a lot of weird shit going on, but I mean,
nah, it's way more than
when
that.
in Rome, do as Romans do.
Everybody got dirt.
I live in Vegas, bro. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Right.
I got nothing against Rome, man. I just know which party, what temple to go to, and what temple not to go to. Just put some signs up or something. Let me know what they doing in there.
And another thing is with science, like you just said, shout out to Reed Richards and who else did you name? Reed Richards.
Reed Richards, Tony Stark.
Yeah. I mean, people making, we already eat genetically modified food already. So it's possible.
You can make a healthy one.
Really?
If that boy can make a suit that's in your blood that just chills and like bring, what did he write, Daredevil's eyesight back? Bro, you can make food.
I should have brought this up, and I didn't even get a chance to get this scan. Rainforests, that's exactly.
We can't get every resource back if we completely destroy it, but nature has a way of fixing itself. You really think we're destroying nature? Nah, it's biding its fucking time. That's what's doing. Nature will always survive. We could set this planet a fucking blaze. And I can assure you that once we are fucking dead, thousands and thousands of millions of years later down the line, there's going to be life here again. And it won't be us.
they're treating us like viruses are getting attacked by white blood cells. Like
That's exactly what the fuck we are.
Well, I
yeah,
mean,
we can.
Is a virus itself.
Yeah. We may now be able to throw the planet out of fucking whack, but I can assure you it'll throw us out of fucking whack right back, and it can do it a lot better.
You can survive meteorites and shit, it'll be okay. Water and ice caps.
The only thing that's gonna fuck up this planet is the goddamn sun, and that's it.
I still think bro was right, but by what they said, it kind of sounded like he could have tried the resource thing first. But
the only thing that I have heard argument for him that made some sense was, I think from you, Jew, actually, was that the theory that like he did that so that way the Celestials couldn't reemerge out of the planets and shit. That's the only argument I've heard in his favor that actually makes some sense. And even then, you have the fucking magic extinction glove. Kill the fucking Celestials with it.
Is the Infinity Gun the strongest?
Also,
No, they ain't that motherfucking strong, bro. The Celestial is way stronger than
the comics. I don't know about you though.
Yeah, if it can eliminate 50% of all fucking life across the entirety of the universe, I think it could kill us, at least one Celestial, one at a time.
All right, here's my other theory though, of the random snap though. So y'all all read comics and y'all all have seen damn near every animation and live action damn near except the Marvel, right? So y'all know, if y'all pay attention to all, especially the superheroes, and y'all pay attention to the people that got snapped away, at some point in comics and live action, they are all a threat to humanity and civilization. So I thought maybe the people that got randomly chose are people who were threats to humanity either now, later, or somewhere, at some point in time. And those are people that got kicked off the planet. If you look at it, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Black Panther, like a lot of them dudes.
You can't tell me fucking Tony Stark was not a threat to humanity with the Ultron.
That's a fact.
At the same time, these are the smartest people in the world, technically. So usually shit that they fuck up, they can fix.
On that same token, though, Thanos has snapped away little kids, moms, wives. So at that point, I guess you're probably just accusing them of overusing resources. But at that point, you're getting rid of somebody and punishing them for a crime they've done.
I said that.
This nigga woke as fuck. This nigga woke as fuck.
I literally just said that humanity is a virus, bro. We are a virus.
Y'all need to stop saying this on the internet, because this conversation right here was going to perpetuate fucking the Terminator to actually exist. This is why the Terminator. This is why it happened, bro.
Nah, man. You trying to Roku's basilisk our ass. The only
y'all playing with this AI shit. It's starting with this little art AI shit where you can make little shit. Now you can go on the phone, ask it questions. My partner just did it today. Ask it questions and it give you a deliberate answer. Bro, y'all playing with that tech shit, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
Y'all already heard about that shit with Google, right? How a while back they created an AI, and they found out the AI was talking to itself in its own binary code, and they shut that shit down quick.
Bro, I just watched the movie Megan, bro. It was literally Ultron. Megan is Ultron, bro.
And to answer All Black's question, All Black's question, we're not villains. We're just dumbass fucking monkeys. That's all we are. That's all we're doing.
Don't put that out of context. I
mean, we as humanity.
We villains. You already said them was your ancestors. I'm not a monkey. I might call bro a monkey. We ain't no monkeys. We villains. We be villains for 500.
The only reason I wouldn't consider us a villain, because I feel like with a villain you have to know what you're always doing is wrong. With us, most of humanity is just surviving. You have like that 1% of people that has the power to make the evil decisions, but everybody else is just trying to live.
I wouldn't even say that necessarily you have to know what you're doing wrong. I think like it's more of intentionally antagonistic, because you can believe you're right. You can believe what you're doing is justified, but if it is intentionally trying to fuck people over or fuck something else over, that is when you become the villain. in most people's cases, and I genuinely believe this, I don't think most people are intentionally trying to fuck over each other or even fuck over the planet. I think, like, yeah, we can be neglectful. I think we can be short-sighted and shit like that, but I don't think, humanity as a whole is a villain. No. We're just like any other animal.
I'm looking at this nigga like this.
No, I'm listening.
When it really comes down to it, we really are just animals. We just happen to be the smartest and most aware animals. So that's the reason why we're the only ones that question this shit, because we are just that level of awareness, and it happens. It is what it is, and I think that the sheer and simple fact that we can have conversations about morality already tells us that just by default we're not evil.
Yeah, because morality.
Yeah.
Who said, "Can I get wild"?
Hey, yo, down.
Please get that Kanye West shit the fuck out of here.
Can y'all get a little?
Can I get wild?
Hey, that's a different conversation for a private chat. Hey,
You trying to get us kicked off the fucking internet?
You already know what happens every time.
I got a response for that, All Black, but I'm gonna holler at you on a different, platform. But you
better get black bag.
It's only one community that get you shut down faster than the alphabet community, and that's the one he's talking about right now. So we not gonna mess with the who's of Whoville, the who's the thing that rhymes with who.
On behalf of TapN No CapN, we do not approve of this message.
Thank God. Please don't. Hey,
I'm gonna say
that, I can't do nothing.
Was Hitler wrong? Short answer, yes. Long answer, yes.
Very much so.
Rose, my temperature up a little bit. He got it hot.
I'm gonna close on my fucking computer, bro. It's like, hey,
no, I'm done.
We trying to last, bro. A couple more episodes, bro. We ain't
right
just yet. What?
Genghis Khan, they were definitely wrong. They were conquerors. They knew you have enough resources just to survive where you're at and thrive. But he's like, no, I want that too, and I want that and that. And these women, they don't want me, but I want them, so I'm taking them. And that's why, like, majority of Rose DNA is across all of Asia.
Great shit happened because of the evil shit that they did. That doesn't detract from the evil shit that they did. They did evil shit, and it just so happened to work out. Because that's how life is. Horrible shit happens, and then life emerges from it and makes something out of it. They adapt.
The argument with Genghis Khan is that because so much of his genetic DNA is in so many people in Asia, that was the cause of a lot of genetic issues when it comes like to birth defects and shit like that. Because like so many people had the same bit of DNA from him.
All right, so who's next, yo? Because
so accidentally, because he said that wild ass shit earlier, we all had said tap, and I end up putting cap, so I'm just gonna reverse
tap in.
We all tapped in with Cobra. We all stopped at what? That was the third pick. So now let's switch it from talking about humanity, talk about the motherfucking gods.
Oh God.
Was Gore justified or not? Let's get into it.
I'll take this one.
100,020% justifiable, bro.
That's wild.
I will say for the most part, yes, completely justified. Because a lot of those gods are absolute fucking dickheads. Now, of course, you have ones like...
Can I get a minute?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I get now, as far as his ideals, as far as like being angry because the gods neglect you, I get that. But you to then go murder other gods that had nothing to do with you. Because there are some people in that universe where like their gods take care of them. Like you pray their God, they do their jobs. So you're killing not
you talking about your God, not my God.
Right. Like, hey, my God, cool. Like he take care of me, bro. Chill.
So that goes back to what I said earlier about just going too far. Like in the beginning, you starting off right, but then you become what you oppressed, and what you just despised at first. Now you that. So like, you go too far, you don't know when to stop.
You live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Right.
Heath. And I will say on that token too, I think the way you go about it is a question as well. Buddy is literally torturing people like in the worst possible way. If you just like quick, cutting their head off or whatever. I'm like, cool, but you're getting joy and pleasure out of torturing people. So that I feel like that's distorting your judgment to an extent because now you're deriving pleasure from that.
Had them hanging on the chains, like
having fun with it.
Bro, I'm like, he cold.
I will fucking say this though. He fucking kept those kids safe. He fucking terrified the shit out of them, yeah, but he didn't let anything bad happen to him the whole time.
In the MCU version, yeah.
Yeah, in the MCU version.
They had to be cool because if he did something to him, Thor would have took longer to come. But
Yo.
hell no.
You gotta be on camera if you're gonna be on here, bro. We ain't doing the icon talk. Come on now.
Why the fuck did you bring this dude on here?
Yeah, I asked. Y'all said
What's
you
You tripping? I'm probably the most. So I ain't got more knowledge.
You're wilding, bro.
I'm wilding. What?
Yeah, let's not
We
get
don't
too
even gotta
crazy.
reflect on what I said. But
Go ahead, flip the screen to the side, my brother.
Oh shit.
So we got a code of ethics.
Horizontal format. There we go.
On behalf of TapN
Bro,
No
Merch, you know the shit they did to find them code of ethics laws? That shit's sick.
Look, he ready.
No, I'm saying, bro, just was talking about it.
Yeah, I was just asking.
I know, I'm just saying what I said.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard us, but as far as the point of like killing guys that you had nothing to do, that had nothing to do with your situation.
Oh yeah, it's the ideology behind it in general. I feel
Right.
It's like.
Go ahead.
No, my bad. I'm sick.
No, I was pretty much saying like I understood his ideology as far as being angry at his neglectful gods. But if you're going around killing all gods, I like my guy. I praise him. He helped me out. We cool. We got an understanding relationship. And you gonna come along like, hey, fuck all the guys, yours included, even if he's cool to you.
Oh, I have a question though, like, cause I mean, I don't want to speak on like real life religion. So when you saying my God, we on the same page.
No. You can't start off with, hey, let me get wild. and then not actually touch on real religion. Touch on, first of all these characters are real religions. Bass is a real.
Well, I'm asking him because if I instantly just got the bashing, religion, that's disrespectful. So I'm just trying to be respectful.
Do you, my boy?
Is Hitler justified? Is it as
bro? No. You. I'm saying.
Stay on topic.
I'm saying you don't know the tone from my text. I'm putting the eye emojis and shit like I'm joking. I'm trying to see,
That's
fine.
See how y'all react. I'm saying the question itself would be disrespectful. It's kind of like when Kanye West said, slavery was a choice. It ain't that, he laughed a little bit when he said it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else laughed. You know what I'm saying? So it could be the context wherever you say it, but for other people, they gonna feel how they feel about it. All I'm saying is, if you went that far with it to even ask that question, you can definitely talk about religion. That's all I'm saying.
I will bet. I mean, all right, let's get it.
Okay.
Y'all about to go left as fuck in like 5
Basically,
yeah, continue your point.
I feel like it stems from the fact that like the current modern written Christianity is just biased already from that point. So that go ahead and support Gore's theory that like you misplacing faith into higher beings to solve your situation when you could have that same faith in yourself to push your own drive.
But let me on that same token though, who are you to judge my faith and belief? Because usually human beings believe in a religion to give them purpose and to keep them moving on through life. Who are you to tell me that just because you believe my religion is biased that I can't have it? Like because you don't believe in it, I can't use the thing that gives me purpose in life.
You lagging a little bit, but you can have.
You see what I mean? Because I have my thing that I praise to give me purpose to get up and live every
as
day.
A realist.
It's
like there's a difference in perspective. They say reality, you can have your own reality, but actuality is what you can prove on paper. Faith can't stand on nothing.
That's true. Well, in this conversation with a guy that's killing real, actual, tangible gods, we're gonna go on that on hypothetical.
Yeah. You go off the assumption that they're actually real.
Yeah, it gets touchy. But see, I'm saying when you bring in that real world shit, you gotta think like, okay, what makes a god? It could be people that are held in high regard. So in that same sense, let me bring it back to like Nikola Tesla. Basically, that nigga is the master of energy,
right?
And he got killed because of his ideas about spreading energy. That had nothing to do with people having faith in him, believing in him. It had to do with what he was putting out there. So if these gods which Gore really felt like was not putting shit out there. I feel like he had the self-justification to do what he did.
But that wasn't the case for every god, though. Every god in that universe wasn't being neglectful, wasn't putting out misinformation. They were actually with their.
Yeah,
you can't be biased. You can't show favoritism. If you're going to clean slate, you got to clean house.
That's the definition of religion, though. You're showing favoritism to your order of belief.
That's not the definition of religion. There's multiple religions that are, what the fuck is the term? Where they believe in multiple gods, like the Yoruba people. They believe in Olaran. They believe in multiple people.
Even in that scenario, then if we agree that there's no uniform way to believe it and go about it, why are you then taking your one uniform way of believing and applying that to every other situation, every other god?
That's basically holding the lesser beings who aren't affected by that, like divinity. Basically, it's like, okay, you know when people say walk in faith, right? Mm-hmm. It's like he's saying like that shit just ain't possible. So these niggas need to go.
But then you're doing what you're doing what you hate at that point. You're making judgments and decisions for people because you see them as lesser than you and not capable of making and thinking on the same level as you. You're putting yourself at a guy's
lesser per se. He sees the potential for them to be more by having faith in themselves.
If he went down there and was like, "Hey, I see the faith and potential in you. Do you want this to happen?" Cool, that's one thing. But for you to not consult the people you're about to rock your entire world and their way about living, and you're just doing a decision without asking or consulting them, you're making a God decision for them because you feel like you have the power and the right decision to do so.
Okay.
By the way, this is the same point that Screenslaver from Incredibles 2 had, by the way.
He got clapped because he was like, shit. His own subconscious was like, nigga, you becoming a god, and his own subconscious killed him. So I do give you that.
All right.
But like, you know, just being able to dissect it, it's like, I can find some points I want to stand on.
Because we going back to the Kratos shit, he'd probably be a better example of that shit to me, where you have these guys that are doing harm to people. He kills them, but then he proceeds to do his own thing. He doesn't want to disturb how other people live.
Yeah, but so basically it's like we kill your guys, fuck up your entire ecosystem, and then I still don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and you saw how the entire world just fucking like went to ruin in Greece. And then boys started to do the same shit in the Norse mythology. You got Ragnarok happening. And Buddy just like chilled out and was like, look, y'all leave me alone. I'm doing my thing.
Dad. Priorities.
That nigga said the world
is my boy.
So real quick, since we are talking about the gods, let's let the gods chime in. This is from Bruce Almighty.
Parting your soup is not a miracle, Bruce. It's a magic trick. A single mom who's working 2 jobs and still finds time to take her kid to soccer practice, that's a miracle. A teenager who says no to drugs and yes to an education, that's a miracle.
Dang well.
People want me to do everything for them. What they don't realize is they have the power. You want to see a miracle, son? Be the miracle.
I get that. I don't necessarily think that applies in the Gore.
Where y'all reading it?
It was a video that popped up. You didn't see it?
Yeah, no.
No, that's kind of what All Black said earlier too. Though he was just like, people have the ability to do it themselves, but they don't do it. He don't see the pop up, so I don't know why.
But see, it's also counterintuitive to Gore's whole standpoint, because Gore was pissed off the fact that his God wouldn't save his daughter, right? So with that being said, the God is not there to necessarily serve every miracle to every person. You get what I'm saying? They imbue you with the, like, for whoever God is your God, right? That God gave you was your creator. He is the perfect, he's the reason why, or she or he, whoever it is that you pray to, or who is your, creator, gave you life, gave you your sense of purpose, gave you your land, gave you your food. So your whole existence is within that person's prowess and I guess, what would you say, the privilege of life. So it is only our human understanding that when things go wrong, that we blame the God for we was blessed with life. What happens in life is life's natural course. Misery, poverty,
Family
death,
woes.
all that shit is life. Like we all look at that as a tragedy, but it's a part of life. None of these things, none of these tangible things that we hold on to are something that's going to last forever. These are not things that are unconditional. They all have conditions. Our lifespan have a condition. Our pockets have a condition. The car we ride, the house we live in, our family relationships, our marriage, whatever, are all conditional. So when you get mad at the God for giving you the opportunity to experience these things, they just so happen not to go your way, it's not the fault of the God. It's just a way of life.
Although I agree with you wholeheartedly on that, I think it doesn't necessarily apply to this conversation because these gods are given the personalities of human beings where they make mistakes, they have selfish thoughts, they do mortal shit, but they just have to have that celestial power. So I see your point there, but at least in the MCU version, it's a little bit different.
So Mr. Diesel, to move from just MCU on a real world note, you don't think?
Hold on. If you're gonna move the topic, should we make them?
No, not the topic. I'm going from MCU gods to Christianity.
Right.
God is depicted with some of those same characteristics.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't say that you can't blame human nature for that.
That's a little bit.
Gods are the same beings. Like we made in God's image. God is stated to be a jealous God. Like you jealous, that's real human. It's just the fact that, like I'm saying, you got to see these beings in the same light you see yourself.
Well, it's all about context. So the reason why they say God is a jealous God is because it's like, no, it's all context. I'm not saying jealousy is the word jealousy, yes, the feeling of emotion of jealousy, yes, that's a real thing. Just because a God can feel an emotion doesn't make him human or doesn't make him whatever. But my point is that the reason why he says that is because people it's basically like this. Okay, let me put it in a layman's terms. For people who are hardworking parents, every time Christmas come around, they make sure that their kids have a nice ass Christmas, get them gifts and shit like that. But they praising this fairy tale white Santa Claus and giving him all the praise, like, oh, thank you, Santa. I'm gonna make sure I write Santa this list, leave him some milk and cookies, and they wake up in the morning, not even giving no credibility to the parents. God is like, nigga, I'm him. Look at me. You feel me?
I am he.
When you say I'm jealous, it's like, bro, y'all praising these false idols. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers is not real. I'm the real work. I'm the man behind the machine. You feel me? Like this, give me my credit. Know who I am. You know what I'm saying? Stop putting y'all power and y'all love into these false things. That's the jealousy part. That's just, whatever.
And
on that same note of like you saying he like, hey, I'm him, put it in me. That's like the same way when people or certain tribes or whatever, they praise these gods for their, like their culture. I mean, not culture. They're like fucking crops and shit. They're like, oh, we had a good cattle season. We had a good crop season. Praise the Lord. Instead of saying, hey, we did that shit. We planted this shit the right way. I'm saying that's the misplaced faith.
Well, see, that's the thing. That's the thing that a lot of people misinterpret when it comes to faith. Faith is okay. Yeah, I know I gotta put this work in, but I know God blessed me with the strength, the ability, the mindset, the people around me, the crop, the even the land that you blessed me with, my seeds to have been fruitful. There's a relationship between the two. There's not solely I did this by myself. Because I
hate to say it because I fuck with God heavy, but you can't quantify it. You can't quantify blessings.
Quantify shit.
Exactly. So the fact that you questioning God and you can't even quantify your own blessings lets you know you out of pocket.
No, nigga, I'm saying you can't say how much this blessing affected me. I did the shit.
What you about to say?
So if I could change course and go back to the like if we're putting it in the context of Marvel and shit like that, think of the gods like CEOs of companies. So the issue here isn't that all CEOs are fucking terrible. I mean, they are in real life, but but think about it this way. if Gore was under the approach of holding them accountable, and if they were failing, he would kill them, as opposed to if they were succeeding, leaving them alive. If you have a CEO, that's running a company and like, yeah, it's of course making money, but on top of that, like the employees are happy and they're well taken care of, and the product is actually helping the world and shit like that. It's like, what the fucking point is killing that CEO?
Well, Gore's ideology was never to like, fill in the gaps. That's like saying you take the bad cog out of a machine, the entire machine is gonna destroy it. So he was trying to take whoever the fuck out of the system and have the system collapse on itself.
So
exactly.
you're telling me
instead of making this, this is again the fucking Thanos problem. Instead of trying to make the situation better by meticulously fixing the shit that's wrong with it, it's just let it all fucking fall to pieces and start all over again. Which, as we know, does not. I'm a libertarian and I believe burn the shit down, and I even know that won't work. So,
but Thanos had no basis on like, okay, this will make you prosper in this way. He was only saying basically like we're gonna prosper because living is easy. Basically, Gore saying we're gonna prosper because this gonna change your entire mentality.
The thing with Thanos is you can quantify Thanos' shit. It's there are too many people, not enough resources to get rid of people. There's enough resources. That he was wrong in the way he went about it, but at least that makes sense on a logical, factual, mathematical level. When you're getting involved into people that take care of people or people that don't do so, you can't say just because you get rid of this, now these people are going to act in the correct way. Yeah, I can remove a problem, but the people won't act accordingly. They can fucking burn out because they don't have anything to look forward to look to. They can just fall apart. And now,
because think of it this way. It's the same thing as like say that you got a kid being raised in an abusive alcoholic family.
Now that you're not a part of that system, that's like saying like with brainwashing. You feel me? It's like you can acknowledge the poison, but you actively continue to take it. How is you gonna fault the person that told you, "Hey, that's poison"?
That's not.
Well, here's the thing, because think about it this way. It's the same thing as like say you're a kid raised in an abusive alcoholic family, and I apologize to anyone who has. If you just go and kill the fucking parents of that family, what the fuck's gonna happen to that kid? They gonna go into the foster system, and it's gonna be just as fucking bad, if not worse. That's not fixing the problem. That's
variables.
There's not that many variables. Yeah, because typically speaking, you orphan a kid, that's where they're gonna go.
Don't have good lives or something. That's like saying all kids who lose parents don't have good lives.
Yeah, but even in that sense where there's a lot of variables, why would you then do a blanket slate and not try to make sure that you're accounting for all those variables? It means you don't give a fuck about the people. You're doing something because you feel like it's within what you want to do. You're being self-serving. You're being
it's completely blind faith going where if I do this, if I apply X to Y, it's gonna equal Z every time. Right. The villains are the ones that have the too simplistic approach.
But the thing is, your goals, your ideology, your methodology, your method, you know what I mean? All that shit, you're applying that for somebody else's choices. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If somebody else is going through whatever it is, what pain they going through, suffering they going through, it is their opportunity to choose what they do with that suffering and pain or whatever. For you to take over and say, you know what, I'm just gonna X this person out. I'm about to do this, whatever. You don't understand what contribution you just added to that person's trauma, to that person's pain, to that person's lack of resources. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you weren't really a solution. You really just
added more factors to consider in, really, is all you did.
You just started another villain's origin story. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it was an attempt. Like, at least I feel like it was grounded on like the thought that, at least this may progress people if they start to change, or if they start to put that faith in themselves to do it.
I can definitely see that and can agree with it. I think that his solution was to blanket statement. Yeah.
Right.
Can anybody hear the music in the background? Because I can't.
I can.
Yeah, I can turn it up.
Yours is probably because you don't have headphones on. I do.
Yeah, we got on headphones. I got on headphones. I can hear it.
Okay,
go Cat.
So we all tap. Are we tapping with BLERD being justified, or are we capping?
Second time you threw that cat, you going to jail.
Capping, BLERD.
I didn't throw him that hard. He landed on soft ass carpet.
I'm gonna have to disagree with him, bro. Y'all made it sound like he was doing bad things.
Yeah. It would be one thing if he was just holding bad gods accountable. that would be one thing. 100% justified, entirely in the right. Totally get it. The fact that for him it was any and every god, that's when it's like,
Thomas,
no.
you missed it. I feel like y'all missing the point that every god is bad, because that means that even if you didn't do nothing, you were on the sideline. It's the whole cyberbullying thing type shit. Like, you just as bad as the person who did it.
No, I disagree. Fully disagree.
So you
They
are
in their
a
own.
divine
They
being.
on their own.
If you are a divine being and you have the power to affect motherfuckers with some, just crazy shit. I can't say specifics because all gods is different. But it's like, shit, you could have gave any type of shit, but instead you did nothing.
But that's the problem though. Not every guy was that. Going off the MCU alone, Thor alone, a divine being, is going down to planet Earth where his people are and saving people. Valkyries in that religion go down and
bless the people of the Wakandans and bless them with vibranium. You know what I mean? So they can thrive in their continent.
So
but Thor himself said Gore was right, because he felt that him doing that made the people he was saving weaker. They depended on him.
But
also,
what Gore said is wrong. They started putting their faith in Thor and not themselves.
But that also, you have to take into account the way Thor was portrayed in that movie.
I'm not talking about the movie, the comic.
Oh,
the comic.
Okay, fair enough. The comic. I haven't read that.
That Thor just wasn't worthy of, Mjolnir and all that other shit that no god is really worthy. You know what I'm saying? Worthiness and the fact of you just being an all-right villain is two different things. You know what I'm saying? Not every god is inherently bad because they're a god. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
Oh yeah, and on top of that, like you're saying, it's like, well, these gods could have come in and taken over. You got to remember, this isn't like we're talking about like a good god stronger than all the fucking bad ones. They're not.
Exactly.
This is the exact same as if, like, say that I was in a fucking political argument on Facebook and shit, and like all the other people that I tended to agree with politically were all being like rude and shit, but I was being polite and just tackling on arguments and stuff like that. And the people that the persons that I'm arguing with is like, well, you need to control all these other people. You're responsible for them. No, the fuck I am not. What they do on their own time and what they say and do is not my fucking responsibility.
In the court of law, you guilty by association.
No, the fuck I'm not, because I don't know who the fuck that is, and I am not further allowing them to do that. They are just being shitheads.
Other motherfuckers do. Now,
yeah, I am not in control of what they do. Now it's now straight. Yeah, if it's like close friends and they're breaking laws and shit like that, and I had the ability to stop them, yes. Random fucking people that I've never met, I have no control over them. I do not have any say.
See how you humanized it, and you said if I had the ability to stop them. We're talking about gods and deities. They do,
who are all functionally the same power level to each other.
Huh?
Who are all functionally the same power level to each other. So that's where you have to draw that comparison, because like this isn't the same as like me trying to face a god or even a god trying to face 1,000 me's. This is two people on equal playing field, essentially, having to deal with each other, and more than likely might not even know each other. Why is this person responsible for this person's actions? Well, they don't even fucking know them. They have no power over them. They don't have any of that shit. They are their own sentient, functioning being making their own decisions. Now, and even with the whole point of the court of law thing, like, I am only responsible for their actions as if I'm further aiding and abetting them. If I'm telling them, fucking stop what you're doing, I'm not aiding and abetting them. I'm doing what I can to make them stop, but their decisions are still doing that.
Now let me hold on, real quick. I just want to add on to it. I want to capitalize off of what Thomas just said, and then I'm gonna let you chime in, and then we gotta make a vote. We have multiple other subjects. I mean, it's the same subject, different characters. So, real quick, to capitalize on what he said, if whoever's a fan of Moon Knight, you got Khonshu and you got Emmett, or however it is that you say it.
Emmett.
You feel me? So then you got, let's even go back to MCU or go to Marvel. Doesn't matter how you it's the same thing, but I'm saying comics or the MCU. You got Thor who went against Loki. You know what I'm saying? There are multiple gods who have went against each other saying, bro, you out of pocket. You going outside the grain. You abusing your power. So even with Gordon still making that action, he's still making a blanket understanding of how gods operate based off of his relationship with his God, and not other people's relationship with their God, because the examples I just brought up, Khonshu is not responsible for the other people that Ahmed, or I don't know how you say it, Ahmed is, that's Ahmed's people. You feel me? But at the same time, Khonshu's like, yo, Ahmed is abusing his power. He's saying, and I think Ahmed is actually a female, but abusing her power and not even going by what she's praised for, which is, weighing people's sins. No, she's just like, you know what? I need to be self-serving. I want to be more powerful than Khonshu. So rather not if you sinned or not, I'm going to take your soul. So it's not that other gods don't intervene. You feel me? But you are now making everybody else guilty and a criminal based off of what your God did, which is in, I think, psychology. They call that what?
That's profiling.
Well, that too.
Hey, you know what?
That's how racism exists. When one person does something, leaves a bad taste in your mouth, and now you look at everybody else with that same rhetoric.
I thought about the perfect analogy for this. This is when a girl dates a dude and this dude cheats on her, and then every other man she meets after that, she's like,
"Oh, men are shit.
Men
ain't shit."
Because he did me wrong. All the rest of you ain't shit.
All men trash.
No,
I
feel like in Gore's case, it would be like, okay, so you cheated, dude. Y'all can be better. Be better.
That's what I'm saying. It's holding the gods accountable, not killing all of them.
Hey, fuck it, kill the cheaters, dog.
You better not even look at nobody else while I'm killing you on the spot.
Damn, with it.
You was looking at Halle Berry way too hard, my G.
Yeah,
you gotta go, my boy.
Man.
All right, so
Gore ain't going around being like, "Don't cheat on me now." He's going around saying, "I'm a lesbian now." That's the difference. Like,
I don't know how you got that. I cannot count.
Because I'm in trash.
On to the next one.
All right, so tap or cap, Gore was justified. I'm saying cap.
Not justified.
Yeah.
Man.
That's cap.
That was a good debate. I ain't had a good debate like that in a minute.
That's a good one. You fucking with a group of debaters, so this is shout out to Universal Debates, man. So look, I don't even know where I want to go with it at this point.
Shit, can I throw some?
Nah, man, it's gonna go.
I got one for you. The husband from B movie.
We are literally talked about 4 characters when we just went to Koba. You feel me? And that wasn't even. We went to fucking Scar. We went to, all these other characters, and that was a whole nother different conversation. We gotta stay on task, brother. Let's humanize. Let's go with Punisher.
And if you say Hitler, I'm going home, nigga.
No,
Jada Pinkett.
All right, so this was my pick, Punisher. You know what I'm saying?
Is he a justifiable villain, bro?
The Punisher.
Punisher. I say,
come on,
hold on. Let me give my shit. So as a veteran, you know what I'm saying? Speaking for the vets, because Punisher is a vet.
Right.
The reason why I believe that Punisher is justified is, first of all, every character that I can mention, rather we talking about Ghost Rider, rather if we talking about Blade, rather if we talking about like Killmonger, whoever these characters are, they're all functioning on their sense of justice by vengeance. You get what I'm saying? But the difference that separates Punisher from these other characters is that his vengeance is actually not self-serving. Punisher is the character that no matter what crime is being pushed on other people, rape, murder, governments that's, corrupt, Punisher is that character that goes into all these different factions and fights for the people, and he just kills. It's basically the Black Adam. You know what I'm saying? You have all these characters that try to go about it the political way, and then these people are suffering because you sitting here playing politics while Punisher goes in and knocks the motherfucker off and liberates the people. You know what I mean? So same thing that goes with like when you watch Black Adam in I think they call it the Justice Society or wherever the fuck they call it. JSA, yeah, they show up and they like, where the fuck y'all niggas been? You know what I'm saying? We've been living like this for centuries, you know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean? Decades, it's been centuries, but you feel me? Like, y'all been, you know what I mean? We've been trying to be liberating y'all because of politics never intervened. So, but this is government. We talking government now. So
Mhm.
With that being said, Punisher is that outlier that no matter who the body of people is, rather if it's a girl in school, rather if it's a corporation, rather if it's a gang, rather if it's a city, he's gonna be that outlier to go, you know what? I'm gonna fight for the people. I'm gonna fight for the lesser men, the people who don't have the money, the resources, or the heroes that's gonna go do the dirty work. I'm gonna fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I fuck with Punisher. And if you really think about it, every fucking hero has went against the grain at least once. Even fucking Batman, even fucking Captain America, even Black Panther. Every fucking hero has went against the grain when the crime was very close to home. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm going with Punisher for being justified. Yeah, y'all can come at me wherever y'all want to.
So
Is he a villain though? He's not a villain though.
He is. Did you see what he did in fucking Daredevil when he went in the hospital spraying shit up? With sick people laying in bed, having heart problems and shit, and next thing you know, Punisher and that motherfucker, they go, niggas could have died based off an emotional trauma, but
he's an anti-hero.
So it's like you're not really a villain.
Well, see, that's the difference between anti-heroes and villains, is that anti-heroes will take villainous actions, but they'll actually be fucking justified in what they're doing.
They'll be neutral.
But that's all depending on how you justify it.
Because we look back at the Gore example.
It's a hero to somebody else, they're a villain.
Yeah, so like it's the same thing with the Gore example, but this is actually someone who is holding people accountable. If you're a fucking criminal and you're doing criminal shit, you fucking die. If you're a regular ass person not doing anything, you don't fuck with you. You don't give a shit.
Yeah, but that's like saying, that's like being on the sideline. If you are not actively trying to change the issue, you're just as bad as the issue.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm attacking this from two fronts. One, I'm treating him kind of like Batman, where you're cutting off branches, but you're not attacking the root of the problem. You can kill 1 million criminals all day, but as long as there's a system in place to where people don't have the proper resources to advance themselves, there's going to be a new criminal, a new boss that's going to replace the old one. So you're spending your whole life just murdering endlessly and you're not solving nothing. And then two, like you just said earlier with the collateral damage, at that point you're sacrificing and injuring people with collateral damage in pursuit of your own crusade. So you're saying that there is just all's fair in love and war at that point, which is fucked up to say because somebody that had nothing to do with this got injured in the crossfire of you going in your own endeavor at that point. So I see where he's coming from, but at the same time,
I got to go to morning.
You got to put more. You got to put more time and effort into the book.
So look, so everybody has their own different methods to solving crime, solving, you know what I mean, every little issue in the world. The reason why I feel like Punishers is justifiable also is, like I said, he's a vet. So he's applying what he was taught, you know what I mean, by being, which we praise vets and people who go to combat for the country and shit like that. I say I use that loosely, you know what I'm saying? He applied that same method to the fucking streets because it is the same fucking method. You live in these real streets in these neighborhoods and see what the fuck is going on. It is a fucking warfare. Okay. And you may not see it even on financial set. It is a war. Everything is a war. Life is a war. You know what I'm saying? Let me
no, my bad. Go ahead.
I got 2 points to add too, if you don't mind.
Let me drive my point home. With the last point I want to attack is the same thing you just said. Everything is a cycle. So while you sitting here playing politics, trying to just put yourself in the shoes of power, so you can control how much is being done, he's getting the shit done directly, stopping shit directly. He's operating outside of the government in the world control that they can't really stop shit. Only thing that they do is try to either minimize or they make it worse. So regardless of, I'm going to put myself in a position of power to try to change it, the cycle is going to continue. So instead of me trying to put myself in a situation of power, I'm just going to go ahead and direct attack the issue head on.
Okay.
I do have 2 points that I personally would like to add to, if you don't mind, Diesel.
Go ahead.
To your point specifically about like cutting the branches but not tackling the root of the problem, he might not be equipped to actually take on the actual root of the problem.
Exactly.
Because a lot of it is, like you pointed out, systemic. You know, the issue, killing criminals isn't going to fix the problem, but he can't just kill the systemic issue that arises that does it. I mean, unlike Batman, who has the fucking funds to deal with it, Punisher is just a regular fucking vet. Like he ain't shit like that. But I would also like to point out another thing. If any of you have ever played the Spider-Man PS4 game, when Spider-Man takes out Kingpin, it creates other fucking issues because he does take the root of the problem. The issue is that by taking out that root, it creates a power vacuum, which then leads to other people gunning for that now open spot, which creates more fucking chaos. Sometimes leaving that shitty root in prevents other shittier roots from taking place.
It's better the devil you know than the devil you don't.
Exactly. Because, like, for instance, like we have all these fucking cartels out in Central and South America and shit like that. We got all these fucking terrorist leaders and shit in the Mid-East. Nope, I'm stupid. We got all this shit. We got mobsters. We got fucking all these kinds of criminal activity that are dangerous to society at large. You not think the American military can fucking kill every single one of them? We 100% could. Not a problem. We could easily do a raid on El Chapo and it not be shit. We could take his ass out in a fucking afternoon. The issue is that getting rid of El Chapo is going to create dozens of other people trying to get that spot now. He has created a weird sense of stability with the black market shit. And by leaving him there and just keeping him monitored and all that kind of shit, the problem remains much more contained and the damage is minimal. Again, this goes back to collateral damage. Us removing the root of the problem is going to create collateral damage.
Well,
so what Punisher is doing, just killing the low-level thugs and like maybe they're direct people that they have to deal with, is still keeping the problem at a somewhat minimum.
So I agree with that, right? But I also want to say that the difference with Punisher and the sense that you just mentioned. So two characters, Punisher and then Red Hood. I'm not gonna switch conversation like we have in the past. I'm gonna say the method that Red Hood did was the exact method that Thomas just talked about, which is not only am I going to take out the head dude of the criminal organization, but now I'm going to put myself in the shoes of that boss, and I'm going to put the fear and rules and regulations to these thugs and criminals so I can actually control organized crime. You feel me? Now, with Punisher, he doesn't actually interact with thugs in that way. He doesn't do those type of crimes. He doesn't benefit. The things that y'all talking about, like the government, all these people who are allowing these people to stay in power, they're benefiting from it. They are getting either finances or they're able to infiltrate
intel.
You feel me? So with that being said, yeah, they're benefiting. So Punisher
they
is
getting
that
drugs for cheap,
who works outside of the matrix, who works outside of the fucking organization and powers of that be to fight for the little man. So to me, he's still justified.
Okay, so let's tackle the methodology point first and foremost. You talked about he's using what he was taught while he was a veteran in the military over in Iraq and dismantling governments, things of that nature. So if we look at the way that America handles a lot of that stuff, John, to your point, like Tom, I said John, my bad. Thomas, to your point.
I know I'm white, but I'm not that basic white.
I have a buddy named John. You looking like a buddy I got from school.
Dude, I hear it so often, man. After this, I'll tell you all about it.
From the way that the American government interacts with other people. So we're looking at something like Al Qaeda, for instance, right? They were a rebellion. They weren't at the same power and peak they were now. They were initially people that we trained, we gave methodologies to, we gave resources to, and they became that bigger problem. So you see how we create our own problems. So if we're taking a character that is taking the methodology and what he's taught from somebody we've already seen that creates their own problems, and then he takes that and he brings that war mentality and all the tactics he has, and he brings that to a residential area where people are living and is living regular lives, and he's applying that. Yes, you may be cutting down a couple branches, but at the same time, I'd say that you're doing the same thing that you're arguing you're trying not to do. In regards to taking out a root and creating a power vacuum, you taking out a few thugs you're creating minor power vacuums. Because within crime, there's always going to be a struggle and vie for power. Like somebody's always trying to rise to the top to become El Chapo. He may not get there, but somebody's always trying to do that. So you doing that, you could create smaller conflicts in the area that can get somebody else killed. Because now you're a drug bust or somebody's fighting for territory here because you took out this person. I think the issue is that Punisher thinks too broadly and too like end goal, and he's not paying attention to the ground. Like he's a ground level hero.
Small picture versus big picture.
Go ahead.
No, I'm asking like to what you're saying. I'm saying small picture versus big picture.
Yeah, because for me, I'm all about the details and the small people in that front. I understand your thought process in trying to take out, trying to keep the big dogs at bay, but while you're taking out smaller dogs and people that are probably near the bigger residential area, like the people with money that are probably near the Punisher, they're not getting affected like that because the Punisher's not in a constant fight for power. The people that live down the street, that live next to where these gang members live at, and they're vying for power and vying for territory, just this corner where somebody sells weed and he's more successful here, I'm gonna try to take this fucking spot because I can be successful here as well. If Punisher takes one dude out, now you got two people fighting for that same spot. Now you're pretty much doing the same shit but on a smaller level, but these smaller people are affected more often and more frequently because they have to deal with it more often versus a kingpin who's maybe having to deal with a coup like once every blue moon, and 9 times out of 10 he knows where that shit's coming from ahead of time, so it's not even a struggle. That's
what I'm saying. Even Punisher took down Kingpin, so it's like it's not that he doesn't go for the higher echelon. It's just the fact that he is willing to attack it from all fronts of the organization. He's able to go after the pickpockets, to the motherfuckers that's running the fucking organization, to even the bank tellers who's money laundering for these people. So you feel what I'm saying? Like,
my point is that's useless though, because you're doing it's going to have the same results, big, small. It's just the same results, but on a bigger scale.
He's fighting a losing war. Oh God,
he's fighting.
That's fine. He can fight a losing war, but you can't say it's not justified though.
It can be justified.
That's why Shane Gore not just. I don't understand how you can say he's justified, but Gore's not. Gore directly went from, instead of you saying higher ups, he went for straight gods.
Because the point is that we're talking about people who actually do criminal acts. The point of why we gave Cap on Gore was because he gave a blanket understanding to all gods.
My main point was the collateral damage of
not all gods were doing what his god did. That was the point. But go ahead.
For me, my point with Gore is that you're killing these guys, but it's collateral fallout with the smaller people below-hand. Same thing with the Punisher. Everything you're doing is going to have a fallout and have an effect on these smaller people that are around there. So the question is, do you care about the people, or are you doing this because you're doing this out of revenge for your own selfish actions in your own crusade? You're not doing it. You're not being altruistic as fuck. Because if you were, you wouldn't be shooting up the middle of a neighborhood, random as fucking middle of broad day. Because that straight bullet can go through and hit anybody. Same way.
You can't get rid of collateral.
I've got a.
It's a law of the universe. Action reaction.
I've got a. Live in that type of environment. You knocking him for the environment that he put into. If a motherfucker on the street, like, and he knows, they know, oh, that's that dude. You know what I mean? There go Omar. For the people who know The Wire, oh, there go Omar. If you sit here and try to gun him down in this broad daylight, what you mean? Yeah, he about to stand his ground, use his amendments, and fire back. It don't matter.
The exact counter to that is Batman.
That's
Batman
not his
don't gotta
fault.
kill him.
It's not his
don't
fault
gotta be
that
lethal.
these people exist, that these people are willing to do these things. You get what I'm saying? Like, at least he's the person that's in the streets getting the motherfuckers off the street. Even Batman and Punisher actually had a crossover, since y'all mentioned Batman. And Punisher told Batman, like, all you do is recycle villains. You put these motherfuckers in jail, they come right back out and they do worse shit.
You can't blame Batman for that. You have to blame the rehabilitation system.
Punisher saying, I'm going to knock these niggas the fuck off, and at least, no, listen, if I knock them off, then whatever death that happens with somebody else's hands, that's outside my control. Because the problem that I knew, if I let it exist, those bloods are on my hand, because I could have did something about it, knocked them off, and whatever happens, happens. You know what I'm saying? But if you sit here and you just allow that shit to exist, then you're like, you said it earlier. If you allow the shit to exist, then you're a part of the problem. Did you not say that?
But then it's basically contradictory because it's just self-justified. It's not justified for the whole. You don't want the blood on your hands. That's the only reason you're doing it, for your clean conscience.
I didn't say that. I said I'm saying that would be wrong. I'm saying the Batman method doesn't fucking work, which is why
you're blaming Batman, but it's the rehabilitation. It's the rehabilitation. That's like saying if Arkham was this motherfucking top tier rehabilitation system that was able to turn these psychopaths into normal, outstanding citizens, then that's not Batman's fault. That's the rehabilitation system, which in today's society, that's still an issue. You fucking release a predator that went in there, they gonna come out a predator.
So you can't blame the person that put him in there. I'm about to verbally beat your ass. So you just said, hold on. You just said, hold on. So you said, did you not just say that Gore was justified?
My opinion, yeah, because he tried to destroy the entire system.
Hold that. You just said that Gore was justified when he gave every god the blatant understanding of his own god and decided to kill all gods. But you're knocking Punisher for doing the same thing with criminals, but you're saying that Batman's method works because he gives them a chance to be rehabilitated. But did Gore offer that opportunity?
No, because you're missing the difference. Punisher isn't trying to collapse
the relationship.
Punisher isn't trying to collapse the system. He's just trying to do good and stop bad from happening. Gore was trying to collapse the system so that shit doesn't exist anymore.
And I see your point on Batman as far as if the issue with Batman is not that he's putting prisoners, crazy people in jail, is the fact that they're getting right the fuck back out. The issue with him is you have the resources to provide a better and build a better system to where that doesn't happen. That's his problem, is that he does it on one end, but not on both ends. The issue with the Punisher is he's not trying to influence the system at all. It's just, I'm going to try to make this shit manageable for the system. I'm going to kill niggas and maybe they won't have as much shit to worry about.
I got a good one.
And I thought of a villainous character that actually has a similar outlook as the Punisher that actually was successful in this shit. Light Yagami. The difference is that the reason why crime decreased was because people were legitimately fucking afraid of being on his radar. And so crimes almost screeched to a halt.
Part of that, they saw him as a god, though. They didn't see him as a human man.
Yeah. So I think that's what the difference is that like Yagami was equipped with the ability of being fucking supernatural with that shit. Punisher is attempting to go for the same thing, but he is still just a man.
Because even in what Punisher's doing, because he's a human being, niggas are going to try to take him out, which is going to cause even more collateral damage because they know he's a human being that can die. If he was like Thor doing that shit, okay, that's different because they can't do shit to him, so they have no choice but to change and find other options.
Well, you saying right method, wrong nigga. That's what you saying.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much. Because when you were regular person,
that means he's justified.
No,
justified.
I stick with justified by something that's not possible. He can't change who he is.
So then he gets faulted for his attempt to make it right.
I don't think he's a villain.
To control what he can control.
I don't think he's a villain.
It's called he being too ambitious. Shit, that's all it is. And
all right, well, let's put it up to a vote because we got so many other characters to touch on. Okay. I say Tap. Two caps. Two taps and one cap?
No, all caps, I'm thinking. Yo, tap.
Yikes. That's crazy. Niggas really say he had the right method and still say he's not justified.
Because you're creating damage at that point.
I think he's justified.
I can't believe Punisher got a cap on this show.
I don't think he's villain. So that's just, I can't, he doing what an anti-hero would do. So he's not a villain.
Let better equipped niggas do it. Don't you try to do it.
That's fucked up.
You're getting people hurt. You're getting people hurt.
I have a question. I mean, y'all probably might knock it because it's not villains, but at one point Magneto was a villain. So take
this. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it.
Oh shit!
All right, guys. Come on now.
All black. You know,
he said like he was in church. Come on, Pastor.
You knew they were gonna put the fucking Malcolm X character in.
But it's not even, bro. His character has grown so much.
Xavier's Martin Luther King. That's exactly what Stan Lee said. Hey, all Magneto
when your people are on the brink of genocide, basically now the X-Men have created utopia in Krakoa. but they are being criticized for not allowing these resources to be expunged to everybody. I feel like they're justified because they preserving their, their
lineage,
whatever, feel me? They people.
Lineage.
So wait, my question would be, what are we going off of? Because if we're going off of Magneto's attempt to get like Krakoa and Genosha, where he's going away from people and is living his own life, I can't get against that. But if we're going with the Magneto, it's like, I want to be the superior race, and like I want to be the dominant person and become the villain at that point, become the oppressor. That's why I have the issue with.
I feel like both is
he did what you said. They went to Mars and they terraformed that bitch.
Right, which is fine. And you want to know it's not a problem, even in their own verse. You didn't see the Avengers go fuck with them like that. You didn't see no other like government sanctioned team go fuck with them.
I don't know about that. The Avengers definitely tried to bring the noise to these niggas, and Magneto and all them niggas was not having it.
What else?
Said,
Y'all can
run the fade if you want to.
You talking about that whole Phoenix 5 thing or the Avengers versus X-Men? That was
wasn't the first time. You think that's the first time the Avengers came to fuck with the mutants?
So that was the first time, and that won't be the last fucking time.
Yeah, you know how many times the Avengers tried to take a shot at the mutants? Like, hey, cuz I know y'all just a whole bunch of Negroes just trying to play around in y'all little jungle, but the government says it wants to shut you down, and the Negroes was like, nigga, this is our jungle though, so you coming over here, you know what I'm talking about? We gonna do what it do, and we can make it happen. I
gotta see the example, because as far as to my knowledge,
what's happening?
To my knowledge, the only time I've ever seen that happen is like Avengers versus X-Men, where it was a collateral dimensional world-ending thing with fucking the Phoenix Force coming into play.
It's been multiple.
They just fought the Eternals.
Yeah, the mutants have literally went against almost every team in every government, bro. Like, everybody wants to shut down the potential of the mutants, and they use the heroes to do it every single time. Even Black Panther has gone into it with the mutants. Every single person, like literally, Captain America, any person you want to name has all been used to try to go against the mutants. Used, mind you, I'm saying used. I'm not saying directly it was their choice. Yeah. Politics get involved. The mutants get a little bit out of control because they get fucked with and fucking terrorized. So they start terrorizing other motherfuckers. So
and not only that, some of them just have powers that they can't fucking control and are just detrimental. Like there's a whole comic where there's this one kid, like just this teenage kid that like wakes up one day and he's just like trying to go to school and there's like fucking no one there, and it's like 3 days. He doesn't fucking see a single other person. And then eventually Wolverine shows up and he's like, hey, so apparently you have the power to like radio poison everyone within like a fucking 12-mile radius. So everyone you know and love is dead just because they were near you. And that kid was like, then fucking kill me. So I see why the governments get fucking scared of shit. Because again, you had a teenager unintentionally kill a whole fucking town. But at the same time, I still fucking agree with Magneto on that shit because, again, most of his point is just we want to be able to have our own space and just be left the fuck alone.
Yeah, give us our. That's why I say it's our jungle, nigga.
No, I agree with that point. I agree with that. I'm talking about.
I put Magneto here for that reason. Basically, the way he acts, trying to protect mutants and get them their own safe haven. You feel me? But at the same time, you still have different groups trying to oppress his actions, and he's just like Cobra, hey, Professor Xavier, you can do this peace shit, but I try to be peaceful with these motherfuckers. I try to do it your way. These motherfuckers is building sentinels, and they doing all kinds of weird shit, sending these motherfuckers after my people. I ain't about to keep.
That's what happens when you let your enemy live. You giving them niggas time and resource to build up a better plan of attack to knock y'all niggas the fuck off. That's why Killmonger is right. This is why Namor is right. This is why Cobra is right. Because all you're going to do is like, okay, look, we can't fuck with these niggas right now. What can we do? Okay, what mechanics do you got? Then they start putting some shit together because they are physically not able to really fuck with you. So then they go, okay, I know I'm weaker than this person, but I'm smarter. So I'm going to play the long game. I'm going to politic with this nigga. I'm going to maybe get some of their resources or infiltrate, and then I'm going to build a fucking weapon to where they can't fuck with me, even if they're more physically better than I am naturally. That's what happens with every story. Every person that y'all try to make it seem like they're a villain is really just a politician. Like they're biased for their people. They don't really give a fuck about the other side because they understand this is how war works. I'm not gonna sit here and be a moralist in a state of war. We are at war, and you can be in a time of peace, but you still gotta know who your enemy is. Same thing like when Kriva Wanda let them up she let them niggas in their country, captured them niggas, brought them off, and was like, look, yeah, we still gonna show up to the meetings and try to be cool, but don't get it twisted. We know who our enemy is, and we not gonna let y'all have no vibranium. You still gotta know who your enemy is, bro. You can't really coexist when it comes to people who know that they are inferior to you. They are going to do something because they want what you have. Rather that's because you're a fucking threat and they're scared of you, or you have something that they want to make them better. They're going to pretend like a snake. A snake is gonna sit here and be your best friend when it's fucking injured. When the motherfucker's healed up and ready to bite, it's natural state of being. It's a fucking snake.
So I agree with your defense point. If you're defending your people and you're defending their freedom and their sentience, I understand that. My issue comes when you're starting to become somewhat of a conqueror, where you get like early Magneto, where he's just collecting the strongest mutants possible to take over America and shit.
That's what he has to do.
But when you look throughout history and you see any kind of empire where 9 times out of 10 the empire starts with a rebellion and they take over and dismantle their own government, they become the dominant power, and then at some point in time throughout the future, somebody else below them becomes the fucking
you know what they
people
call
that don't have resources. And you have shit like the French Revolution, you have all these riots and shit like that happen. So you're in an endless cycle, is my point.
Yes,
that's why I have issue with that.
You know what they call that? The Game of Thrones. That's what the fuck they call that shit. That's what it is. That's literally the Game of Thrones. You cannot be. That's the reason why Jon Stark was such a everybody loved that character, right? But what did what's her name say? Cersei. Cersei said to about Jon, you cannot be an honorable man in the Game of Thrones, because while you're sitting here trying to be a moralist and not actually play the ruthless political game, you then put yourself in a pawn's position to easily get knocked the fuck off. That's not how life works. You want to sit here and be a moralist in a game that doesn't work for you being a moralist. You have to, I don't want to make it say like you have to be the villain, but you have to play by the villain's game in order to fight the villain. You want to play the good guy against the villain, and the villain's willing to do everything the fucking they can to win. You're gonna fucking lose.
You don't have to in the pursuit of you being free, because at the end of the day, Magneto wanted freedom and his people to prosper. In doing that, you don't have to pursue absolute power in doing that. Because in doing that, you're paying
What happened though? Them motherfuckers have a small island to themselves, and they still get attacked.
Yeah, it happens, bro. That is what it is. But you taking nuclear weapons and attacking them, and now what after that? You expect somebody else not to get ready to attack you? Because if you're doing that, you better be prepared to attack every fucking body. You're not gonna have no allies, because everyone's gonna seek the power you have. When you have,
you have a gun, and you have all the power, in the beginning tried to click with who the fuck he tried to click with. He tried to be cool with Xavier, like, look, cuz, you know what I'm saying? We both mutants out here, you feel me? Let's click up, bring the X-Men over here, you feel me? Let's do the shit together. It's enough mutants to be like, okay, it's just us. Fuck humanity. Fuck all them other niggas. It's just mutants. It could have been that way, but because everybody's so divided, of course you won't have enemies everywhere, because everybody don't want to be a monolith. Everybody want to be, you know what I mean, different and hold their morals to a different standard. This is why leadership matters. When you have a one set agenda, and you can lead a group of people for one set agenda, that's how the rest of the population fucking thrives. But you leave that shit to multiple different chiefs. Multiple different Indians trying to be chief. That's how people get dismantled. That's how people end up not unified. That's how people get disenfranchised, because we're not one synced unit. That's how
monarch. He don't fuck with democracy.
So on that same token, you talked about Native Americans. So when you're looking at Native Africans, Native Americans, they were left to their own devices to do their own thing, and they had conflict here and there, but they never had a fucking empire that resided over everybody. They couldn't, and they lived peacefully for a minute. shit came down to an issue when you have this large power that comes across the ocean and takes over everything, and now you have marginalized people, and you build a system at that point. Before that system and those marginalized people were living and thriving as they were before.
But that's the difference in why
you agree with fuck the system, huh?
Yeah.
I disagree because there were empires. There were empires.
So the end,
and that's what I was going to say. There was empires, but I'm saying like,
I'm saying those empires are wrong.
That's when you justify the mindset of, okay, yeah, war is going to, like I just said, the cycle is going to continue no matter how the fuck you spin it. But the difference
scale is the issue, though. Like the grand
scale, and that's what I'm trying to say. The scale is, okay, white people, or white people, literally created genocide and literally, gave these motherfuckers diseases and this whole shit. You feel what I'm saying? But even in that instance, when they was in war against the Native Americans and Indians, they literally had different tribes that made agreements with this different entity of people. Like, oh, okay, we'll fuck with you, we'll do this, and oh, you know what? If we give you this much land, then you just let us have this, and it's okay. And they start making deals instead of being one monolith mind. Oh, it's us, fuck them. And that's how I said. That's how motherfuckers become disenfranchised. That's how motherfuckers get ruled.
You see how you said one monolith mind, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all seen my quote about childhood's end. Okay, so basically, I'm saying, would you justify getting rid of humanity so that, like, you can have that one? I don't mean humanity as in like the people. I mean the being, the entire being. Y'all know Star Trek? Y'all know what the Borg is?
Yeah.
No, I don't. But go ahead.
So they're basically a hive mind.
And they see civilization, right? They get y'all all on the same page. Like literally, y'all all on the same page so that y'all mind is one, and then you get assimilated.
True.
So now basically ain't no arguing. We all thinking the same. There ain't no, you feel me?
And now you have this utopia now. Now you have a utopia because everybody's on the same page.
But you lose who you are as a being. You lose individuality. Right. You lose conflict.
It sounds like no matter what the answer is, it's going to be an extremist mindset. Rather, if you're talking about just conquering everybody's mind, that's extreme. If you talk about killing a whole fucking species, that's extreme. If you talk about, you know what I'm saying? No matter how you try to spin it, it's going to be an extremist idea. But it's either the extreme or the opposite extreme, which is
I'll ask you, would y'all be able to give up individuality for the greater good?
Fuck no.
No. But on that same token, though, I will say there's a reason there are pockets. To add a little bit more nuance to that, like native indigenous people point. When people they're fighting or whatever else, they have their code of ethics that they resort to. When you went to the native, just in Africa in general, when they would have prisoners of war and shit like that, a lot of those prisoners of war would be indoctrinated into the villages that they were prisoners of, and that shit, they would become a part of it. They wouldn't sell them off, or they wouldn't just murder them on the spot. You have rules that you as a people, you abide by. When you have it, when you're trying to build this empire and you're trying to take over everything, you're taking that away, and now that's when you start getting into heinous shit, to where you're going outside of the code of ethics that those people have. I'm saying don't do that. Let people be where the fuck they are and live in the way they live.
Even fucking people who are hunters and get cattle have a code of ethics. They have to allow that cattle to exist. You're only supposed to get what you need. You're not supposed to knock off all the fucking cows just because you want to be hungry, bro. That's the same thing of how humans used to deal with each other. But
that's my point with Magneto, though. That's my point.
I'm not talking
that
about
code of ethics does not stand. Poaching, extinction. We have hunted animals to extinction.
No, that's the problem, though. We're talking. What I was talking about was not hunting to extinction. It was abiding by the rules of the land, so you don't hunt them to extinction. And that plays into the Magneto point of, if you are seeking power to defend, that's cool. But if you're seeking to be the all-powerful and to poach and to have an excessive amount of power, that's going to lead but nothing but an endless fucking cycle of that happens there. Take what you need to survive and thrive and be prosperous, but don't go and be greedy and try to take all the power because you want to be the dominant species and be the oppressors.
But
on top of that, I got a point to add. The difference, of course, like as Diesel's pointed out, is like there's a difference between defending your own shit and defending your own people, and actively trying to completely eliminate what you consider a threat. A perfect example of this that I could think of is whenever settlers came over into the Americas and started killing wolves. For the longest time, for centuries, we thought wolves were a problem. Straight up, kill on sight. Wolves are a fucking problem. The issue, and so we damn near put wolves to extinction because we thought they were a threat. Turns out wolves are a keystone species, and leaving them the fuck alone actually ends up making the entire environment better.
Thanks.
Diesel, could you re-say what you said, like about the prosperity and stuff part?
I'm saying if you leave, so the perfect example, like you brought about with Black Panther and them protecting Wakanda and protecting vibranium, you have never seen Wakanda go outside of their bounds to take over the whole world because they were in fearful.
Thanks.
They stayed where they were. When people came over and wanted smoke, they gave them that smoke and they defended their society.
I can't say that because my favorite character, who I haven't brought up yet, I guess that'll be actually let's go to a vote so we can't transition because we've been on this for a long time.
Hold on.
I was gonna say when them motherfuckers got taken over and they lost their land and then they became space rangers and went to a different planet. Wakanda was some fucking conquerors, bro. But they killed a whole damn near species and was like, yeah, bro, this our shit. So,
but okay, you see how y'all saying, like, you can, it's you. So y'all justified that if you are searching that for to defend your people, your own localized people or isolated people, and to prosper and thrive, you're basically supporting elitism. That's exactly what the
no, you're supporting isolationism.
Isolation. With elitism, you're saying that you're better than somebody else.
No, not supremacy. I'm talking about classism. The way that the elites in our upper class are able to survive and thrive while the people below them die.
Exploitation, correct? By exploiting the people below them.
I mean, that's diving into the means. It's relating to just like the Magneto, the Wakanda. I feel like y'all looked over the fact that Black Panther, even at the end of the movie, he said, damn. He took the points that Killmonger made, like, yeah, us holding these resources is keeping this shit from the greater good of all people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he can do that. But that's not, that him doing that versus going out to conquer is a different thing. My point is, don't set out to take over everything else because you can do a better good. Like, go to assist your people, but don't go to take over everything else to benefit your people. Right. That's my problem.
I'm not saying conquer. I'm saying I think you're just as bad if you're going to take all those resources or take all those ideologies and keep them to yourselves so that only your people can prosper.
And I agree. That's not the point with Magneto, though.
That same mindset that you're using right now is the reason why people like mutants were fucking terrorized. They're like, why the fuck can these niggas do this shit and I can't? Right. So let me go ahead. You're selfish for keeping those powers to yourself. You need to service us, and if you don't, then we're gonna fucking
There's a difference there. I don't agree with that simply because like they weren't mad at the mutants because they were hoarding the power and not helping out everyone. They did it because they were fucking terrified of them.
No,
there's the difference.
But y'all gotta look
terrified. Others were jealous. There are multiple people.
There are people who are jealous, yeah, but. Most of the public sentiment was they are fucking scary and we need to kill them.
And that's how you get.
Whereas with Wakanda, it's they're rich. I want some of that Wakanda money.
Right.
You know, there's a difference there.
But did I not say this earlier? Wasn't that not my fucking straight argument, which is rather or not, if it's because it's some money that you have, or rather or not, it's because you have some type of ability or power or whatever it is, rather if it's something that you have or physical prowess that you have that is more superior to me, I am going to play politic until I find a way to get that from you or kill you because I feel inferior. That's just the mindset. That's what's going to happen. You can pretend and be like, oh, yo, you know, I just want to stay in my little section. Y'all just stay over here. The fact that they know that you exist bothers them. The fact that they know that mutants have, like, all these people are isolated. We just talked about it. Fucking Genosha, isolated. Wakanda, isolated. People still fuck with them. Why?
Insecurity.
People want what they don't have.
Yeah, so straight up. That's an insecurity problem.
So you cannot exactly. That's how the world operates.
elites.
You have more oil than me. I'm taking your fucking oil. You have more beautiful women than I do. We're coming over and raping your country. That's how the world operates. That's how humans operate, bro. When you have something that they do not have, they are going to do everything they can to get it. So the elitist mindset works on a biasness for your people. It sounds wrong because you're working on a moral mindset. But morality does not work out in war. Life is war.
I've got a difference though that I want to point out. So say if you're the power that's wanting something from the other people that have this, like, so for instance, oil, going over there and trying to take it, that's one thing. It's another if it's just like, oh, there's a big old group of brown people over here and I don't fucking like them. Let's go kill them because I think they're scary.
Hey, you be bringing up wild opinions.
It's basically like this, bro. That's not necessarily. You think that's why? You think that's why? It's
well, and then if you switch the perspective of it, it's like, okay, you got the people who've got the oil. Yet, the moral obligation that they would have is, we do have all these resources. We definitely should try to spread the wealth and help out everybody. But if you're just that random localized tribe of people that ain't fucking doing anything and you're getting fucked with all the time, you have no moral obligation. You are being attacked. And in that kind of case, it's the same thing. It's the same thing with the mutants because the mutants can't fucking give the X gene other than like having sex with people.
Bro, that's what they did. They started extracting the gene and started giving it to people. That's what happened in the comics. They started to figure out how to pull the gene pool and start replicating the X gene so other people can have those powers. That's what started to happen, bro.
That's the human.
Hold on, real exactly. So hold on, and then you touched on the point and said that if it's the brown people, we just don't like them because they're brown. That's not why. Being brown comes with benefits. We have melanin. Melanin gives
being a mutant comes with benefits.
This is a fucking resource. So it's not just because you're brown and I don't like you. It's because you have something I do not have. I still feel inferior. I may have more power and everything like that, but when it comes to this sun and other things that you are not affected by, that I am affected by, I fucking hate you.
I think the difficulty we're having here is that in that same conversation, not everybody has these same reasonings for wanting to take shit from the mutants. Same with black people. There are people that hated black people. There's some people that fear because you fear what you don't know. There's a lot of people where how many times have you been around somebody where have like from a different country where they've never known anything about your culture besides what's been propagandized and put in media or whatever else, but when they meet you and get around you, you're not that bad. You have different reasonings for people wanting to do that. So you applying one generalized way of dealing with all those people is kind of fucked up, in my opinion. That's just
agreed.
I'm always about the approach of tackling things issue by issue and not putting a bold blanket thing to try to snuff out an overwhelming fire. It's not going to do shit but add fuel to it.
So let me add on to that point, right? What Thomas was saying also when I was saying like melanin is a resource, right? To make other people feel inferior as well. Who here has watched Ants?
I have. Love that shit.
Okay, so if you watch Ants, what did the grasshoppers say when?
Oh, that's Bugs Life, not Ants.
Is that Bugs Life?
Bugs Life.
Okay, yeah, Bugs Life. On Bugs Life, the grasshoppers when they stood up, the ants when they stood up against one of the grasshoppers was like, oh man, that's one ant. They ain't shit. You know what I mean?
If one of them stands up to us, they'll all stand up to us. They outnumber us 100 to 1.
So that same mentality of elitist still works on the biasness that benefits your people. Yeah, the grasshoppers were bigger, they were stronger, they were taller, and all this other shit, but the ants had way more people. So depending on whoever's elitist mindset was to benefit their people, was who benefited. Like, whoever felt the most inferior was the people who fucking got taken advantage of. You feel what I'm saying?
I think surface level. Yeah, surface level, I see the point, but if you really dig into it just a little bit, you see that it's completely different. Because Hopper, trying to protect his people, wanted to oppress the people that were weaker than him because in numbers they had the power. Magneto wasn't trying to oppress humans, at least with the idea of like creating Genosha and all that shit. He was trying to separate so that way the ants wouldn't take them over, but at the same time, he wasn't trying to fucking take over the ants to maintain that. He instead wanted absolute isolationism. Leave us the fuck alone. That's all we want.
It depends.
That's what the difference is.
It depends on which arc of Magneto you're talking.
It does depend on which arc, because that shit changes all the fucking time.
Always had that mindset. It was at first it was let's become the oppressor. Then it became matter of fact, I don't really want to oppress these motherfuckers. I want to kill them all. So then, you know what? This shit ain't been working. Let me just go ahead and go in my own little section and cool off.
Yeah, he had a whole ass character arc.
Yeah, exactly.
So he started off not justified, but became justified because his beliefs changed.
Because he saw there is flaws in the way he initially thought, right?
Yeah. I don't think that's because he grew up. Flawed. I think it's
initially
because
his idea wasn't
his
to have
own people would not stand with him, so his methods would not work. Just like how Nat Turner, when he went against his slave owners, and he said, "You know what? I'm gonna liberate all my people who are in slavery." And some of them slaves was like, "Oh, this is not right. They killing all these white masters. Let me go against my people and snitch." You get what I'm saying? So it's like it all depends on if your people, one monolith mind, work together. If you don't all work together, like I keep saying, that's how you leave yourself to be disenfranchised and fucking conquered. But all that to say, we've been on this subject too long, bro. Like, we gotta change from Magneto. Is he justified or is he not justified? I say Tap.
I say by the end of his character arc, he's Tap. Yeah, he's justified. Yeah. At first he wasn't, but he became justified as it went on.
Fuck humanity.
All right.
That's why I fuck
Tap in.
All right. We only got a few more characters. Speaking about let's go with a lower list because we keep going to these.
Keep going into these long ass conversations.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let me try to cap it. I tried to save it early.
I'm glad I'm missing OT for this shit. This is great.
Hey, content, man. Anything for the content.
Right? Content king.
So this is my personal character, and I know motherfuckers ain't gonna feel me, but I came with the scans. So I'm going with Black Manta.
God, this lame ass nigga.
Why
you keep bringing this bum ass nigga into my life, bro?
Because first of all,
he's black. That's why.
Another black veteran that way. You first of all, Black Manta is the one of, if not the most justified villain. I don't understand. I don't know how you can sit here and cap and say that he's not, bro. Like, what makes this man trash?
Because he gets ass whooped too much for me to have the name Black.
Any just like of DC when it comes to like Atlantis wanted to take over Atlantis and take resources?
No, that's not even what it was about.
I don't know too much. I don't know too much of his lore in his back.
I don't know much about him. You definitely gonna have to explain.
I don't know from the movie.
He's a bum.
Basically,
what I've seen in Young Justice and the animated shit is like him just trying to take over and take
into his history. Let's go into his origin. We're gonna make it quick. I know we just said we ain't gonna do no quick combo. But you see how we went to
I ain't never had
big combo to something y'all may not know. So it's something I can make it a quick nip in the bud.
But can we get somebody we all know so we don't have to have a whole like lesson on the character and then
I got the skin.
Yeah, how about this? Sephiroth. There we go. Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII. Was he justified? Yes.
Yeah, we all know that. That's not even questionable. Okay, so just to go real quick. Okay. Well, let's start off here. Okay, first of all, he always knew that Atlanteans all of them exist, right? So basically how we said, well, I guess Thomas said that when you have the power and when you have the resources, it's a moral obligation to give and protect other people, right? Well, Black Manta has always felt that Black people has always suffered on the surface world and have been under the captivity of other humans, and Atlanteans never fucking stepped in, right? He's always been abused. He always had to learn how to survive. That's his fucking origin story. All the way to the point that when he started to go down to discover these people, Arthur, who, mind you, Black Manta had never killed an Atlantean before this incident, fucking Arthur, who is our boy Aquaman killed his father, which made him a villain because not only can he not seek peace on the surface world, but on top of that, the people that he thought that he might be able to seek refuge also are not there to protect him. So then he became a fucking villain. And in this, he says, the only reason why I do this is for my people to have a place of peace. That is not a fucking villain.
So you know how I'm gonna kill this straight up?
Please.
We talked earlier. You had a whole point about people wanting what you had and coming to Wakanda and they would never leave them alone. So now you're pretty much taking the perspective of people that, hey, what you have could benefit me and my people. I'm taking your shit because you're not sharing it.
Okay, no, that's not what he said. He said a place.
A place.
And he was living on the surface world prior to, and he's like, damn.
Place is still a thing.
Basically, what he is the killmonger. He's the killmonger that says, listen, he's on the surface world. Niggas is isolated underwater, chilling, swimming with dolphins and shit, eating seaweed, and living under the sea.
The difference is
singing with fucking crawfish and fucking aerials and shit, and this nigga dealing with racism and cops and fucking being
issue.
The difference is with Killmonger, that was his people. They were neglecting their people.
Right.
You're asking for a nigga. You're asking for people to solve problems that don't involve them, and they don't even know.
But y'all literally just said earlier in the conversation that if you have the resources and you
for
have
your
the power,
people,
you should share that shit.
Yeah, so well, I also stand by. You should help out other people too. Yeah, the difference is though. The difference is people in Wakanda. Yeah, Wakandans knew about the shit but didn't care. Atlanteans probably didn't fucking know.
Them niggas knew. You mean tell me all the times Aquaman came to the surface and helped out all the heroes? He ain't see the hood once or twice?
So you want to know the same? Okay,
the hood's in the middle of the land.
He a fucking hero. So you mean to tell me a white hero ain't supposed to protect the hood?
Show me one fucking hood that's waterside. That's got a fucking ocean view.
And then from that same example, when I went to school, right, we had international people that would come over and that would be in America and shit. But these niggas had no concept of racism and oppression because they didn't go through that here. I had to explain that to him because he lived here. It was around engaging people, but he didn't understand the nuances that people and fucking marginalized people went through. Because you have to live it, be around it, and then be told about it. You can't just pop in, oh, that should look cool. Oh, these niggas getting depressed. No, you won't. It doesn't show on the surface. If it did, when we point fingers to racism and shit, it'd be a lot easier. Shit's systematic and hidden. That's why he's not going to know. And you can't know from hundreds and thousands of miles underneath the ocean, minding your own damn business.
Oh, this nigga Aquaman literally is in a political contract with the world. So you cannot tell me that this nigga is not aware of the hood. You cannot tell me he is not aware of black people, especially when he has
that nigga's the Carl
in the Justice League. Bro. You mean to tell me John Stewart never talked to this nigga? You mean to try to tell me Steel never talked to this nigga? You mean to tell me Black Lightning never talked to this nigga?
When these niggas
ain't talking to no black person in the Justice League. That's what you telling me.
When these niggas are around each other, they're defending the planet from intergalactic threats.
Where would these niggas
worried about everything else but black people? When have you ever seen Arthur lounging like that outside of a fight?
That nigga be going home. He go to work and go to fuck home.
He not Roger, bro. He not sticking around on he go home.
That's
on top of that, think about this. You know, like another point. It's like another fucking country's political people, like higher ups. You really think the Prime Minister of Japan knows what the fuck goes on in Crenshaw Heights? You don't have a fucking clue. He doesn't know what the fuck is going on with that.
That nigga's a superhero. That nigga's in his own spot.
He is still a political leader.
But Aquaman is first of all, that's okay. So you mean to try to tell me that hold on, you mean to tell me Wonder Woman don't know about the hood? That's what you trying to say?
No, she on an island on the bro. Look, in real life, if there are white people in real life that have never been to the hood and don't know about the hood issues,
no, that is called willful ignorance. If there has been literally centuries of racism and oppression, you mean to tell me that you just ignored that shit somehow? Even they won't know about the shit in fucking Wakanda forever. But for some reason,
also,
Aquaman is just
hold on, shit. The difference between Aquaman and Wonder Woman is that Wonder Woman has lived in the USA for a fucking long ass time, so she has become aware of U.S. issues.
Thanks. And just for the viewers,
Arthur Curry hasn't.
A black man. I just want to put that out there. A black man who also was what do you call that? What's the word for it? Help me out.
Who we talking about?
I forget his name. I can look it up. But a person that represents for their people like a spokesperson. What is that called? It's
advocate.
Advocate.
Advocate's a good one.
Something like that. But anyway, she fucked one of them, Black Panther type dude. You feel me? So these heroes are well aware of
Not
black
all
people.
of them. Like you just look for, like you just said, for her to understand it. You said she had to come here, live here for a long time, and have an intimate relationship.
I didn't say that.
Well, she came here, lived here for a long time, and had to have an intimate relationship with somebody that went through the struggle. You want a dude that's never around it to just know shit. And even on your point, I know you're. Hold on. On your point, yes, you protect your people. He's not worried about them.
He ain't in the Bronx, fucking LaQuisha. He's still
the U.S. But y'all just said that he should be worried about other motherfuckers that come and attack the surface world when the niggas in the Justice League. But fuck the hood though, right?
They ain't never called it a hood situation.
Y'all niggas ain't shit.
Wait,
y'all not making sense, and y'all hear the
not making sense.
To your
you
point of
like all black in the debate against BNT. You just ain't listening.
To your point on willful ignorance. You have to be around and have access to that information. When you're not around some shit, you're not gonna know. Do you know every issue that goes on with the people that are marginalized in fucking Japan or China right now?
No, do you know everything?
No, I'm not a superhero.
No, because you don't.
You're a super nigga.
You have access.
You have access to the knowledge, nigga.
You have access to a fucking phone.
You can figure
it out. You have no access that Aquaman does underneath the fucking water.
You know what's wrong with y'all niggas? Y'all
What's wrong with us?
Hold on. Y'all wiggers and niggas.
No, I got my black card, bitch. I got my black card last time. I'm included now.
Y'all know what's wrong with y'all? Y'all literally keep blaming the black man. Y'all literally just said,
bro, every black man ain't right. Every white man ain't wrong.
All right, Dr. Umar.
Just said, you should know because you live here. You have an access to a phone. This nigga literally fights consistent villains all over the fucking world. This nigga has a what do you call that? A kick. I don't know what the fuck you call that shit. They have a base in outer space, literally a satellite that looks down on Earth. Batman, who has the computer access to every fucking thing, and y'all gonna tell me that this nigga does not know about the hood? And he's a superhero.
We're speaking on Arthur Curry, and you said the satellite is where? In fucking space. Here, where he lives is where? Under the fucking sea. And how does he get from there to the spaceship, to the fucking space station? Instant teleportation. He doesn't take a bus through Crenshaw.
He doesn't take like a Greyhound and shit.
Boom, boom. I'm going home. I'm going to work.
I'm going at the airport catching flights. You feel me?
He goes to diners and shit like that and goes to eat around people. But this nigga still don't know about black people.
They in like fucking Gotham. They in the suburbs.
Wait, have you traveled outside of the country? Okay. And you've eaten food over there, right?
Okay.
When you eat food over there, does that mean you know every single issue with the marginalized poor people over there?
Hey, hold on. This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm gonna say it one more time. I don't know if y'all won't hear me. I am not a superhero.
And yet, at the same time, motherfucker, you've lived there. You've hung around the people. You've been around the people and heard their stories and seen the way they live. Arthur Curry is only in a foreign place for 5 fucking minutes to fight the bad guy, and then he fucking bounces and goes home. You don't spend time there.
That's why it's justified.
That watchtower, you gotta watch phone.
No, he's just doing his fucking job. There's a difference.
Bro, if you are, hold on. I love that point. This is why black people always say, this is why black people always say defund the police, because one neighborhood is protected and one is not. One is neglected and one is not. So therefore, if you are only particularly protecting a specific type of person while the other people suffer, and then other people hear about that and say, well, that's not their job. How the fuck are you a superhero?
Because his job isn't to protect a particular sort of people. He's to protect the human race from being blown the fuck up by a super space.
He's not a city level character. He's not a Batman type nigga that fight in a town where he go neighborhood to neighborhood. He fight in the water, and he fight great threats. You feel me? That's the nigga probably done fought in the hood and didn't even know he was in the hood, because why? The people was hiding and they was fighting monsters and shit.
So he don't know what the hood look like. He don't got no reference.
And you want to know the crazy shit about you not being a superhero? The crazy shit is superheroes have responsibilities to go save them niggas. You don't have that. You can sit there and chill and talk to people, but you still don't know. This nigga gotta go make sure the plane don't get blown the fuck up or taken over or terraformed and shit.
And again, as for not knowing what the fucking hood looks like, name me one fucking hood with oceanside property. Name me one.
I'm trying to go there.
First go.
All right,
well, we mad at Blue Marvel. Nigga. We mad at him.
You know what?
Let's named Black Manta as a villain and don't know nothing about the hood. Don't know nothing about what's going on with black people at all.
That's personal villain name choice. He's stupid.
That nigga stupid like that.
All right, so put it to a vote.
I'm just saying, bro.
You
want to say this nigga superhero and all shit? Carlton was black. That nigga didn't know nothing about
the hood,
discrimination and shit. He didn't know nothing about the hood. His cousin was from the hood.
That nigga's not a superhero.
Which is crazier because he don't have the responsibility.
He's on lane.
We literally just talked about willful ignorance.
So willful ignorance is when you're choosing.
The nigga knew he just doesn't relate. It wasn't like he just doesn't know nothing about black struggle. He's saying that my black struggle is different from your black struggle because I'm not from the environment.
Because he's never seen it.
So look, I can't say he don't know about black struggle. I'm saying the nigga just don't know about the hood. He's never been to the hood, my boy. I'm pretty
and none of his responsibilities revolve around that shit. Cthulhu isn't fucking attacking the Bronx and shit.
It's attacking
way the fuck. Yeah, like he's where he operates is not close to where those issues are.
It's very hilarious that majority of these comics always place in a place that is a hood. Gotham, fucking
hood.
Gotham itself is a city that has a hood.
Hold on, wait a minute. Stop that. Hold on, stop. Moment of silence. This nigga said Gotham is not a hood?
It's not.
Do you know how much money Wayne Tech Industries brings into Gotham?
That makes you know how much money goes into New York, and you're telling me New York's not a hood? You know how much money goes into
New York is not a hood. New York has a hood.
They have hoods.
New York is not a hood.
New York is not hood?
No.
New York has fucking Wall Street and shit too. You can't say Wall Street's hood.
New York,
the Bronx are a hood. Like
the Bronx,
minor places around there are hoods.
Brooklyn, that's different. But New York is not a hood. New York is a fucking.
All those motherfuckers is in New York.
No. They're not fighting in the hoods of New York. They're fighting in like the big industrial gentrified areas of the city where there are high levels of people at. They're not.
You hear what you're saying, right?
Yes, I know exactly what I'm saying.
Therefore, there's the problem.
So if I'm telling you, if this nigga Arthur is even fighting where there aren't black people, and you still want him to know about black issues when he sees nothing but white people when he's protecting them, He's like, oh, I say this old white lady from a fucking getting eaten by a fucking terror
It
demon.
sounds a little intentional to me.
I didn't write the books, nigga. I didn't make the decision.
That's like saying the fucking bad guys like, yeah, folks, save all the black people. Don't attack the hood. You scared the hood.
Like, I didn't write the books. If I wrote the books, I put it in the hood. I put more black people in the shit, but I didn't write the shit. That's just
So are we voting here that
Yeah, we're voting.
Cap as fuck.
Cap.
This nigga caping for Black Manta. I don't know why.
He give me bitter bum nigga vibes. He mad somebody was living. The nigga
can't say it wasn't a fun subject.
That was a fun subject. I'll give you that.
It was fun.
You tried, my nigga. You tried. You keep trying for Black Manta. He ain't got no bigger advocator in the world, boy. I know you guys.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know till now. I'm like, this nigga really caping for Black Manta. That's crazy.
Bruh, he loved that, bro. Since I met this man, bro, years ago, he loved that dude. He been trying to convince me to go stand by that man. So many different scenarios, and it just ain't gonna work.
Listen.
Fucked him up in Young Justice.
Every time you ask me, this that nigga? This the nigga you defended? I'm saying
that's your nigga.
Hey, when that nigga Sportsmaster fucked him up in Young Justice, he shed a single tear.
Hold on. That nigga fucked him up too, though. That nigga fucked him up too. Don't get it twisted. Black Manta got hands.
Hey, who you got to redeem
yourself, man? That's a nigga mama when he had to fight. You know when you fighting and your mama there's like, he hit him too. My son didn't just lose. He hit him too.
He got his licks in. Who up next?
I guess we can go with a woman because we ain't got that. Okay, Maleficent. Another pick of mine. I'm saying she's justified.
It's been a minute. I ain't seen this in a minute.
I admittedly haven't seen it, but I have heard bits and pieces there. So I don't know the full context, but I have heard that she is justified as fuck.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty cut.
Yeah.
Okay, we can just say Tap.
That's Tap.
Yeah, that's Tap.
Okay, so fuck black people and save the white woman.
It's victim mentality. That's why.
Hey,
just Angelina Jolie.
Got it. So a whole group of black people disenfranchised, don't have resources.
Hey, this your problem, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Get brutalized by the police, killed at unfavorable rates. But one white woman, not even a real human, get her wings took one time, and it's like, oh yeah, she's justified.
Well, she got fucking betrayed and shit. Yeah.
You got it.
Black man. Here's the thing, man. Every person that's your kind ain't your color, and every person that's your color ain't your kind, man. And Black
It
Manta,
sounds good when you don't apply it to something real factual.
Black Manta was just giving me bitter bum nigga vibes, man. You know.
Hey, you see that nigga employing black people, did you? That nigga had white people in his crew.
Helmet, bro.
Exactly, bro. He didn't even employ niggas. He was employing white people.
He trusted them white men to go shoulder to shoulder with him to take over somewhere else to conquer some shit. He didn't trust them black folks.
Hey,
and on top of that, wasn't his dad a motherfucking pirate or some shit?
Right.
He was
like his dad should have got fucking killed.
He wasn't a pirate though, but he was a pirate.
Love blaming the black men. Y'all gotta remember this nigga's a Navy SEAL. Do you know the number of percentage of black men that are in the military in comparison to the white counterparts that's in the military?
I know. I grew up on a military base, around a military base. I'm very aware.
So what the fuck are you telling me?
That nigga's a bum. That's what I'm telling you.
He's a bum.
He goes back to that. But y'all never would have attacked the real issue.
B-U-M. Bum.
He's a bum.
Redeem your
bum.
Fucked up my boy fucking Yasha do my team bad boy. I couldn't even.
Let's look at him one more time. He got them big ass eyes for nothing, just a bum. Just a fucking
goddamn reading glasses and shit.
Nigga can't even see straight with them big ass motherfuckers. Boy, stop playing, man. You need to put that nigga on the shelf.
That's crazy.
I ain't gonna first semester at that nigga with a fucking shot put it did the fuck
I ain't
out
got
that
the
helmet.
pants for no reason.
You saying he the patriot black people? Why he got a helmet?
Nigga on his block. I'm trying to be the nigga on somebody else's block.
Are we almost done? We got a good amount. Okay. One more. No, I'm gonna go with his. Let's go with yours and then we'll go more. All right, bet.
Hey, General Hummel. Yeah.
No, dude.
The Rock. Y'all never seen The Rock? Never. Y'all never seen the movie The Rock? All right, so
fucking bum.
If y'all ever watch,
fucking bum.
he's mad. He's mad. He's mad. All right, so look, right.
I got my Black Panther outfit on. Y'all niggas got me fucked up.
You said no. You said Wesley Snipes. He said it was Wesley, so you know you can't go back. It's Wesley.
Pro Black, period.
No, that's Wesley.
You said it was Sam.
Shaft was
Yeah,
shooting
that's Samuel Jackson. This nigga.
Hey, Shaft was shooting niggas. Shaft was shooting niggas.
He did shoot niggas.
Protecting the hood.
Hey, he knew about the hood. Hey, no, all right. So if y'all never seen the movie The Rock, bro, so basically we brought it up before, not the movie, but the subject as far as what BMT and how the government uses these soldiers for special op missions and all this other stuff. But then once it's over, so the word don't get out, they just knock them off. Like, have y'all ever seen fucking them? What's something 6? The niggas that killed Saddam Hussein? How they all them niggas?
SEAL Team 6, yeah.
Yeah, all them niggas died unanimously.
Merge.
But you know, so basically these soldiers didn't get knocked off, but they didn't get paid for none of the work they put in. So basically they took over Alcatraz and took in a few prisoners with no intentions to really hurt nobody, and they basically had people at ransom so that the government paid them their money. They had nuclear warfare, warheads, and all kinds of shit in place, but they basically took over this prison with prisoners. So, and told the government, hey, you gonna give us our money or we gonna let off these nukes and shit in the San Francisco Bay and blah, blah, blah. But like, my thing is they wrong for what they did? Because the government, and this a 60-year-old dude in there, he was locked up for 40 years behind, I can't remember what it was, but it was some real life shit they compared it to. But he did a job and he was just like the dudes that was in there, but they used him to basically infiltrate and kind of save the people. But he was the same way. He kind of was doing his own thing in the movie, and they imprisoned him for 40 years, never paid him, and he was innocent the whole time and lost 40 years of his life. But these soldiers was basically on the same route, headed like him. So basically they stopped it before it happened, and they stood on their toes like, hey, bro, we need our money, our families out here. We lost, you know, they talking about how they lost members of their platoon and all this shit, and you motherfuckers just trying to basically throw us under the bus like we never existed.
Niggas got fired on their day off and didn't get that check. It's okay.
So my answer depends to the answer. The question I'm about to give you. Did they kill any innocent people?
They didn't kill any innocent people. They only killed the Marines and the SEAL teams that were sent in to basically try to stop it. And they also
self-preservation killing is
also
all.
Gave them an ultimatum because they knew the niggas was coming, so they got the drop on them, and they had them all in this little room, and they told them like, "Hey, put your gun down. We don't want to hurt nobody." But you know how some of them military niggas is. They a little frantic and a little antsy. A couple of the dudes on the team was like, "No, fuck this, blah blah," and they try to attack, and then they knocked them all down.
Oh, that's top then. That's top.
Damn. You feel me? But they never wanted to harm anybody though. But they told them, they gave like, hey bro, put y'all guns down. We don't want to kill y'all, but we can't allow y'all to stop us from what we doing. But if y'all put y'all guns down, you know, we'll tie y'all up until it's over, and then you feel me, it's all good. These niggas didn't listen and they shot first, and these niggas knocked them off.
Yeah, if you tell me if I put my gun down, you're not gonna kill me. I'm putting this fucking gun down. Hey, that's all good. Go ahead, G.
It sounds good till you get put into that situation.
On me, your ass.
If a nigga telling me he gonna shoot me if I don't put my gun down, I'm putting.
But also here, look, the captain of the team that infiltrated them and other members are sitting here verbally saying, we agree with what you're saying. It's just the way that y'all went about doing it is, you know, it goes against the American code and terrorism and blah, blah, blah. And they're agreeing with them, but you had like 3 or 4 other ones that's nervous, scared, antsy, and they just start shooting. Like, you know how they say cops be, I was afraid, so I started shooting. You feel me? And they start shooting, and them niggas literally had the drop. They had the aerial drop on their ass, and they knocked all their ass down. They was literally in the pit. It was no way out of it. But they told them, like, bro, put your guns down. We don't want to do nothing to y'all.
Yeah, that's top. I'm sorry. From what I'm hearing, I gotta watch it for all the context.
It's on YouTube, bro. It's on YouTube. Type in The Rock, and it's on YouTube, bro. I just rewatched it today. But bro, I'm telling you, it's a good ass movie too, bro.
Oh, I watched it a long time ago. I didn't refresh before the episode, so I'm just gonna go Tap because this is my brother, so I'll go with Tap.
So y'all saying they wasn't wrong, right? Yeah. They was getting
it. Don't sound it to me.
Me being the grandchild of like and not having multiple veterans in my family, I see how the government would do niggas. Like my granddad served 30 years, they were fighting him on 100% disability, and this nigga did 30 years.
You see how they do,
right?
Veteran niggas, but not really
black veteran niggas.
Tap in.
Right, yeah.
All right, that's crazy.
I knew my boy
All right.
was good. I knew he was good. That's
All right, I
the
think
G.
he got. Let's see,
I think I got two more, one more.
three,
Yeah, two
three.
more.
No, 4 actually. We'll try to make it. This one I know y'all just gonna hurry up and knock him the fuck.
Bring up, bruh, because we already mentioned his name like 3 times in this conversation. So just get him.
Nah, Khan has mentioned him like 3 times in this conversation.
Nigga, no.
I mentioned him once.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Right, that's what you meant, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right,
Get
so,
that nigga out of here.
Killmonger. Now y'all know I'm 10 toes the fuck down.
I'm
Don't
10
kill
toes
me.
Cap.
Cap.
I'm
So-
capping.
We talked about all the reasons with fucking Magneto and fucking Gore damn near with him. So I'm capping it.
But y'all gave Magneto a tap.
He more Gore though. He more of a Gore.
We gave him a tap for the isolationism that he had, not for the fucking pursuit.
Every
of
time
power.
it's the black
Okay,
man.
and why are
That's
you
crazy? Every time.
How you gonna get
Every time it's the black man, it's a cap. That's
Great.
crazy.
That nigga wanted to kill and dominate everybody else.
No,
That was his,
Not everybody.
that was his
He was
beginning stage where he
Not everybody.
ended.
had
Was
upper
basically
hand.
just leave me
Can't
alone.
lie.
I'll leave y'all alone.
Yeah.
That's
His
like saying
ending-
us as Americans right now. We hold like pretty high political power.
Mm.
Niggas. that's
Killmonger
crazy.
would-
I'm not even
The
gonna.
next biggest power.
I'm not even gonna
right,
argue. That's
let's
not
do
even
this.
the
This
point
nigga
I
went
am.
and killed
That's
his
not the
own
point I am.
people.
We just go with the cap. It's fine.
America don't kill us on people.
Bruh.
But America ain't always right, and neither is Killmonger. So let's keep that beat rolling. Let's
We
keep
America-
that beat
I
rolling.
wouldn't even
already
let the
said
black
fuck
man get a word. That's crazy.
America
Alright.
don't kill us on people.
Bruh,
It do.
you and this black man shit, bruh. That's why
Yeah.
I see why.
There's a pattern, bro. You don't see the pattern.
I really understand.
You don't see the
that.
pattern.
Koba was
Black
black.
Manta. He's
We
a
agree with
fucking
Koba.
villain.
Koba was black.
Fucking Killmonger. Oh,
Nigga,
cap,
Koba
cap,
was
cap.
black.
Don't even let him speak. Cap.
Man,
Y'all ain't
Koba
let
was
one
black.
black character get hurt one time.
No, it's because we had a conversation. This nigga's conversation.
That's
We
all,
heard
bro.
Black
Get the fuck outta
Manta.
here.
We listened to everything you said about Black Bummy. Like we heard
Listen.
everything. About Black Bummy. Like
And we agree with the nigga who was the embodiment of Malcolm X, and we agree with that nigga and his end goal at the end.
That's what I'm saying. You want it from it's different. Y'all gonna get it when it's from a white-faced character that embodies Malcolm X. But
All
when
right.
a real Malcolm X nigga, when a real Malcolm X character is like, nah, he's gone too far.
Malcolm
Why-
didn't kill. Malcolm
Yeah.
didn't just kill his own people, bruh.
Nope, he did. He didn't kill his
So you
own.
mean to me Magneto never killed a mutant?
That wasn't his
Oh,
people. I just
okay,
said.
okay,
Did I
okay.
not just say earlier? Every person that's your color is not your kind, and every person that's your kind is not your color.
This nigga shot his girl in the head. He shot a black queen dead in her fucking head.
And she
Ooh,
said,
black
so.
queen.
And
Protect
she
black
said,
women.
You know how Magneto
black
treated
women.
his own children?
And he
Man,
wrong for
man.
that.
Them ain't even really him kids. Fuck them kids.
You capping for this Tory Lanez ass nigga right now?
You know
That's
how
what
that nigga treated fucking Mystique? Yes, we
Yeah,
can really
it's
talk
just-
about how this
it's
nigga's
just
a real
shit.
villain, but y'all want to talk about all that. It's it's
we
cool.
can.
Don't
We
worry
can.
about it.
That's why we had a 3-hour long conversation about the nigga, because we criticize the nigga. It's like,
All
man,
right, so we'll go. I think it's 2 more because y'all don't really give a fuck about black people.
Koba was black.
Let's go with Scorpion.
Koba was black too. I don't think that's
Yeah.
a villain either. I don't think that's
Scorpion
a villain
was
either.
Scorpion's top. That's top.
He caught the wrong nigga.
That's what.
That
Fact.
damn.
You still a villain. If I
Damn.
go on a drive-by to shoot the dude who shot my brother and I shoot somebody that had nothing to do with it, I'm still a villain.
No, you're not. You just you
shot
You're not a villain. You're just an asshole. There's a difference.
Right. So,
And
a
wait.
murderer is just an asshole.
And quick,
Witness a
correct
person
me,
is
hold on.
completely justified.
Question. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. But because this we're talking about when he murdered Bihan. Was it Bihan? Was the
Bihan, bitch ass.
Was
Bihan
Bihan
was
not?
a real nigga. What you
Wait,
mean?
was
He was
Man,
not the right
he a
nigga.
bitch ass nigga, bro.
Bihan, the legend, Sub-Zero? Are you stupid?
No, don't do that. I told you already. Call him Noob. He ain't the real sub.
But he's still a Sub-Zero though, so
I don't give a
don't
fuck.
take that mantle away
I don't
from
give
him.
a fuck.
The
Keisha?
question was, did he not kill other Shirai Ryu
Gotta be
before?
scared of
Quan
Ray
set that
Ray.
nigga up?
No, he did not.
He didn't.
No,
So they weren't
They
beefing
was
at all.
war.
Warren.
no.
They was
was
at
at
war.
Yeah.
The Link
No,
and them
no, they
had
wasn't.
beef,
They-
but
they
they wasn't
actually
fight.
had
They did not
nothing to
kill anybody, bro. They did not
Well,
knock off
I
not
guess
one of
you're
his
right. They
people.
definitely
Oh,
had
this
beef.
guy, It's Captain.
He was literally pun chilling, bro.
Oh no, yeah, I Scorpion was Captain.
Okay, it's Captain. It's Captain.
They had prior beef, but when Behan and Wisney and Scorpion went and they both became the leader of the clans, they had mutual understanding where they was gonna, let bygones be bygones and not live off old feud. But oh boy, from the outworld,
Netherrealm,
Netherrealm,
yeah.
Bruh, he did the whole
dressing ass.
He did the whole fake black face. He came in there looking like, you can't knock Scorpion for that though. He was literally manipulated on a whole different level. Bruh literally embodied
you
killed his family in front of him with the same powers and everything.
Manipulated you, and they used you as the gun, but they pointed the motherfucker. You still was the gun. You still shot that person.
Breaking
You
up because it
that
was
person. Manipulated or not, you did the actions of that other motherfucker, bro. Manipulated or not.
Because Buddy didn't mind. He didn't brainwash him. He said, "Hey, that nigga did it. Go get him." So
he came in looking like Behan and killed this nigga family, then killed him, and then turned it to himself, went down and like, I'll resurrect you for this nigga, bro. You can kill this nigga. You just gotta fight for me. Blah blah. Who wouldn't do that? Like,
you know what that is?
You still a villain, nigga. You still a villain. You still knocked down a nigga. It was terrorizing his little brother and everybody else.
Spawn without the extra power. So you calling Spawn a villain, nigga? You can catch
that. He ain't got the same origin story, nigga.
No,
it's like
there you go again, trying to throw another black man under the bus. That's crazy.
I'm not
still trying to reach for another black man.
So it's not the same shit, bro. They literally,
bro.
Spawn didn't have all his memories.
You're fucking up.
That's pretty much like me.
Hey, we're witnessing the villain origin story of a new black villain. Just right here with Khan.
That's black villain. Look at him.
We ain't talking about nobody black, and he still brought another black man to throw under the bus. It's always the black men that point out shit that's the more in the conversation, bro. That's crazy.
Dude, that's pretty much like me, you, and Craig sitting in the room, right? And we sitting how we sit now. And that nigga Craig pops you in the back of the head hard as shit, you don't see it. And you looking, he said, "Oh, that nigga Charlie did that shit." And you don't ask no questions, you don't ask me for that, you just sock me my shit.
You still wrong.
You wrong as fuck for that. Because I still got knocked the fuck out for no reason, for some shit I didn't do.
You said Charlie wrong? That's crazy.
He said,
he said you did it though.
Fuck that nigga.
But he said so now I can't trust this nigga, is what you saying.
Exactly.
I can't trust your ass.
I can't trust
every black character on the bus.
Hey, you keep bringing Black Bum in here, so I can't trust you. And you try to make Punisher a villain. I can't trust you.
These are literal villains. You understand that Punisher has literally went against the Avengers himself, has literally hunted down Spider-Man.
Thor went against the Avengers.
This nigga's a villain.
Hulk went against the Avengers.
This nigga almost, the nigga first origin was trying to kill Captain America. The nigga has always been a villain.
Yeah, anti-hero.
Ever since, he's always been a villain.
Anti-hero, ain't no villain.
Hey,
how does a nigga point at Captain America and say he's not a villain?
Because literally every
nigga, that nigga fucked up. Hawkeye fought Iron Man. Nigga, he ain't no villain. Nigga, he's a super.
That nigga started off as a thief. What do you mean? Hawkeye was a villain.
All right, so you calling Thor a villain because he whooped the Avengers' ass. You calling Hulk a villain? He whooped the Avengers' ass.
Yes, all these niggas was villains. That's what I love about Marvel. They humanize niggas. They show how you have character development. You can start off as a villain and become a fucking hero. But for some reason, we don't do that.
Not a villain, bro. It's not a villain.
Captain America's a villain. He fought in the Civil War and doesn't save the hood.
You know about the hood. You know about the hood. Man, what you gotta say about Steve Rogers?
One woke brother in this whole group.
Okay.
Fuck all that woke shit. What do you know about the first black Captain America who didn't get credit and got thrown in jail?
And that's why I say fuck Cap. That nigga saw Nick Fury after he got out of that shit and said, "Boy, give me a glass of water."
He ain't gonna get that Cap like he was trying to get at Arkansas.
Hey, Con, I'll throw you a bone. I got a black villain for you that I do believe was justified, or at the very least, not a fucking asshole. Prowler.
I give you that. Yeah,
I give you that.
Prowler. Dude was just trying to survive in a world that was pretty fucking shit, and he didn't want to hurt innocent people at all. He just did what he had to do to make that bag, and normally the people he was fucking over were people from other rival gangs and shit.
And he know about the hood.
He know about the hood. He lived there.
He lived in the hood. He got killed in
Every
the hood.
other single character that I pointed out was also justified.
Confidence symbol, the hood Avengers.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Just go ahead.
Yeah, you need to go to assemble the hood Avengers, bro. You can be.
God.
I bet you that shit go hard as fuck. I bet you if I did, that shit be hard as fuck.
That nigga about to go
You
ground.
can't say you ain't a superhero no
Hey,
more.
y'all niggas gonna say that New York is not the hood. Niggas forget about Blade though. Niggas forget about Blade.
So look, you
Blade
say
from the hood.
Blade not
got
protecting
vampires
niggas.
in that
He protecting
motherfucker.
white
He
people
protected
too.
it. New York not a hood. New York's not a hood.
That nigga Blade
New York's not a hood. New York has a hood.
it
That
has
nigga Blade was
it
raised
ain't
by a
hood.
white
New York-
man.
Raised by a white
Don't do
man.
that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
And kills a lot of fucking white people. So there you go.
And black people.
He do it for his ancestors.
Yeah.
And
He do it for the culture.
But he was raised by an old stinky white man.
So for the Scorpion, we giving Cap, right?
yeah, I get that on Cap.
Cap.
Yeah, I was with him until y'all try to come with the whole slap in the back of the head shit.
Yeah.
But I think y'all-
Behind
That's Cap. That's Cap.
that nigga Behind was chilling and said,
Exactly. Literally chilling. All right, so look, so we got okay. I think this is the last one. We
No,
made
got
it.
two. We got two.
No, it's one, right?
They right by each other.
Hold on, let me look.
Look, they
Let me
right
get up.
by-
Let me get up. Oh yeah, you're right. All right, these are my two characters. I'll go with the lower tier character, then we can go to the God one because y'all know how these God conversations go. I'm going with my nigga Mr. Freeze. Now, reason why I say that Mr. Freeze is justified. Hold on, let me get my shit off. Again, like Sub-Zero, this nigga was just chilling, right?
right.
And
I like that pun. It's pretty cool.
I hate him so much. Just put the phrase freezing puns.
And the reason why I say is because everything that this man did was to save his wife from an illness. He
Don't get some
became
new
a
pussy.
villain. Hold on, let me get
God
my
damn.
shit off.
God damn, bro.
Now the reason
Man, that was
why-
cold.
I hate y'all niggas so much. Y'all some Arnold Schwarzenegger ass niggas.
The boy
Hold
didn't
on.
lie, y'all. The boy didn't lie. There's plenty of fish in the sea. The boy ain't lied.
Everything that was his wife. It's a difference. His
Wow.
wife was dying from a terminal illness, and he did everything that he could to make sure that she could survive and live.
Sickness and in
He
health.
was basically
Let
the
it go.
white John Q.
We talking about free.
No.
This nigga's
No.
white
What's the
guy.
difference?
No.
I will actually say
Literally took over a hospital, held
You talking about me now?
people
You trying to throw a
in
black
terminal
man under the bus.
illnesses hostage, all in order, even shot at cops and everything, all in order to save his son.
Hey,
What is
okay.
the difference between him
So,
and Mr. Freeze?
We need to pick a specific freeze. Cause like nigga, just in Gotham Knights, he just had a thing where he didn't say shit about his wife. He wanted to turn the whole fucking Gotham City in the world into a fucking Antarctic. That nigga did not care about his wife at that
Okay,
point.
we talking about the beginning of his shit. That's how he started.
Yeah.
Is that not justified?
No.
yes.
No.
If
I
you
will
did-
I will say yes because of this. Because the reason why he turned to crime was because
What?
literally he went to multiple people to try to get funding, and they kept turning him down and kept turning him down. You know, so he had no other options and had to do that. There were no other options. On top of that, while his end goal is to save his wife, what he's going to end up doing if he does find that cure is he's going to literally cure a disease that is rampant in DC Comics. A lot of characters pop up and they have whatever that fucking disease is. I don't remember what it's called. But so while his goal is just I want to save my wife, it does have the net positive of curing a disease that affects multiple people in their world.
Yeah, you talking about side effects. We talking about justifying. That's like your
No. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm getting to. The side effect of what he is attempting to go for further justify, like it's kind of an end justifies the means kind of thing. And again, the only reason he turned to crime initially was because he kept getting turned down from left and right, including Wayne Enterprises.
Yeah, nigga Bruce Wayne was like,
what did Mr. Freeze say? Once I find this cure, I'm about to disperse this cure.
He was a scientist. That's what he was doing.
No, just because you're a scientist don't mean you don't do shit.
No, like he was a scientist. He was in pursuit of like that's what he was studying and researching beforehand. He got sidetracked because he wanted to save
McGregor's disease. That's what it's called. McGregor's disease.
McGregor's disease. Yeah.
What I'm saying, Thomas is like, okay, if he would have found a cure, then that cure would help everybody else. It would help everybody else if he know he gonna disperse it.
He probably would, because again, his whole reasoning for starting all of this was just to save life, and he only turned to crime because he had no other options.
We already know he's altruistic as fuck because the nigga became a scientist in the betterment of trying to research shit to better the world. And
you saying he altruistic? The nigga became a villain.
Yeah,
he became a villain because he had no other options. He had no other options for
that nigga
funding.
begged and pleaded everybody, and nobody helped him.
Let her go.
Exactly.
That's understandable. But bruh,
he's the white John Q.
killing people. John
See,
Q
I don't.
Nobody.
Yeah, I haven't seen the movie you're referencing, so I have no opinion on that. But
John Q didn't
again,
hurt nobody.
Yeah,
he literally shot somebody, bro. He put a gun to a doctor's head just because. What do you mean? He beat the shit out of a like a news reporter or some shit. The nigga was a criminal, but he did it all.
Why are you trying to criminalize a kind, helpful black man, Con? It's always the brothers you trying to throw under the bus.
That's what I'm saying. He a hypocrite. I'm a hypocrite. I've been trying to tell y'all.
John Q.
The only thing
I'm justifying both. I'm justifying the white man and making him relation to a black man who did the same exact thing in correlation.
The thing
if I knew the movie, I'd probably side with you. I just don't.
How you do it? And Mr. Freeze was killing.
Shame on you for not knowing the Denzel classic.
Mr. Freeze.
I haven't seen a lot of fucking movies.
Fucking shame. You watch every single Denzel movie, okay?
The fact that pussy and the form of justification is crazy.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Would you say your mama? Or you gonna get a new mama or some shit? You just gonna
exactly.
No, my mama gone. And I gotta deal with the law.
If you could have saved her, would you have saved her?
You said he tried everything he could, didn't he?
That's like Gore.
That's why he became a villain.
Folks, that's like saying you exhaust all your options, bro. At the end of the day, you gotta come and face the fucking facts. Let that shit go.
Well, I mean, are people that fucking sell weed and shit like that? Are you gonna say like they're fucking? Because like I'm sure that like quite a few of them have probably tried having a normal fucking job. And sometimes you just gotta sell drugs to get by.
I smoke a lot of weed. What do you mean?
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta sell drugs to get by because that's got to be your hustle. That's how you got to get it. In this particular case, Freeze's hustle was robbing fucking banks with an ice gun.
But these people are not killing people. He killed people for one white bitch.
I will agree with you though.
That's his wife.
I agree with you. You can't. I will agree with you. You can't.
I don't give a fuck.
You can't kill a random security worker.
So your wife died. You telling me you about to kill me, nigga?
Right.
He didn't just go out.
You gonna kill me?
He didn't just go out. Oh, my wife.
No, he didn't say shit.
Which is I'm doing everything I can to make sure my wife is okay. Nigga, if you come out here, it's a cold world. That's what.
And on top of that, anytime he was freezing security guards and shit like that, there was always drawing guns on him and shit.
Remember the old lady walking her dog? He didn't even get to finish pissing on the hydrant. They froze his ass.
That nigga pulled up and said, "Please." And put up an ice niggas.
Bro, I ain't rocking with this one, bro. He was wrong, bro. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I can't be working my 9 to 5, eating lunch, and you pull up on me and freeze the fuck out of me.
I mean, and then
you act like he froze people that didn't point the toolie at him.
Because you pull up with a big ass
on the street.
Nigga, you pull up on me with an AK, I'm pointing the gun at you. Like, what the fuck you doing, bro?
And then imagine he say,
fucking building. Like
imagine he say, I'm pointing this gun at you for some pussy. And here.
How can he say that like that's not his wife?
Hey, if I was a security guard and some fucking supervillain walked in and had a freeze gun pointed at me, he's like, I'm doing this for some pussy, I'd be immediately putting my gun up and being like, totally get it, and walking the fuck out.
Oh no. It's a bunch of sad men in this bitch. That's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie though. That's
the pussy that I swore to love and protect till the end of time. There's a difference. That ain't any pussy. That's my pussy.
When you two niggas get married, just let me know if the bitch sick or not, because I won't come around. Okay. Just let me know if the bitch sick. I'm not coming around. If there's something about me that could save her, I would.
Jew, I need to borrow a kidney.
Run that shit, nigga. Run your shit.
I need mine.
I gotta
put it on ice.
Thomas, come.
You said you ain't gonna lie. What were you gonna say?
All right, so both of y'all is going this crazy.
Hold on. I want to hear what Charlie was trying to say. What did you say?
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, I'm like, nigga, if I'm 5 years in Gotham and I done seen this nigga Mr. Freeze break into 1 million banks and freeze niggas, as soon as I see that wall blow up, I'm like, hey, bro, that's all you. I'm going home.
I'm out. I don't get paid enough for this shit.
Do your thing. I already know what you about, G. Go ahead, do your thing, bro.
But at that point, it ain't even why he doing
30
it.
30 minutes ago. I was supposed to be home 30 minutes ago.
I'll carry the bags for you. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
You know, I actually clocked in early today. I
was thinking about doing overtime, but nah, I changed my mind. I'm out.
Got them. There's some loyal ass employees. They gonna fight for some shit that they don't own for. I swear to God.
Not like legit. Like if I saw Mr. Freeze fucking bust in, I'd be like, "Yo, dog, you hiring?" Because I'm pretty sure you pay better than this bullshit.
Shit, give me a gun. I freeze them with you, nigga.
What you gonna say?
I get a fatter paycheck and I get a fucking sweet parka. Fuck yes.
It's loose. It wasn't worth talking. It's more so like hype. It's more so just like moral shit. I feel like y'all saying y'all would do whatever to save your bitch, right? So your bitch is pregnant and she's on giving labor.
First of all,
you gotta choose the baby or your bitch.
Be my woman?
Because right now you willing to kill us for that hoe. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch.
I ain't killing for it.
It's not her fault for what I choose to do to protect and love her.
It is her fault.
She can't be a bitch by my actions because I love my wife. See, that's what's wrong with y'all.
Man, you wanna know how it's wild?
Niggas, y'all don't know how to love women.
You wanna know how it's wild?
This Samuel L. Jackson.
You wanna know how it's wild? Every version of his Samuel.
What?
No, everybody in here is single, right? I think so, right?
That's
right.
fact. I am. What's his name? Samuel what?
So obviously you ain't loving the bitch right neither, nigga. You single.
Hey, I didn't say I still love women, but you know what I'm saying. At the end of the day, if she don't work out, I'm still not gonna be like, oh fuck.
Man, you gonna catch Khan out there freezing niggas for these bitches.
Who to say you bring that bitch back and she still don't leave you?
Yeah, you know it's wild. Every time his wife comes out out of that disease, she be like, "What the fuck were you doing, bro? Chill out." Or you gonna post my Harley Quinn shit and she gonna go fuck.
You doing this for no hormones?
So basically, what y'all trying to tell me? Hold on. Listen. Basically, what y'all trying to say is, if she would have got unfrozen, she would have did like a Jada Pinkett and be like, well, I didn't tell him to slap him. That's what
Jesus.
Exactly.
Is that what you're saying?
The difference is she couldn't say or do shit. She like this, like a fucking mummy. And she just wake up out of the top like, nigga, you did what when I was asleep?
That's crazy.
Exactly. And she still leave.
She coming back to
y'all saying
different
nigga.
It ain't even the same nigga.
By the way, I would like to point out. I would like to point out that in the Batman animated series, Freeze actually ended up being successful in one of the direct VHS movies that they had. He ended up being successful. She did leave. He stopped being a villain. He stopped whenever he was successful. So that's all he wanted, was just to bring her back. She came back with no memories, though. She didn't leave him because of his villainy and shit like that. She left because she literally couldn't fucking remember who she was, because all that time on ice fucked her brain up. So
I cannot by that.
What was it, Batman Sub-Zero, when he came back and he was just in Antarctica with polar bears and shit, just chilling after the fact?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
I was like, nigga, you did all this just to chill in Antarctica now, bro? The fuck?
But again, you can't predict that shit. You can't predict that shit. So I still say it's justified because had that just this random freak accident of it happening.
Kevin Samuels,
they probably would have been fine. You never know.
That's the annoying thing to me, though. You do all this to be with your wife, and then you bring it back, and you like, all right, you go do you. I'm gonna be over here. You kill how many people?
Yeah, annoying, not unjustified.
If you kill me to be with your wife, and then you don't end up being with your wife, nigga, I'm haunting you forever.
That's basically what they was trying to tell Wanda, crazy ass. Like, bitch, you gonna kidnap these kids and they ain't even gonna love you, bitch, because you not they. Like, what is wrong with you?
I'm not gonna cap though. Wanda's justified in the sense that she used her powers however she wanted to. Because when Strange
Here we go, defending the white woman.
Shit. What?
Damn.
Defending the white woman.
I can't get Wanda. I can't get Wanda.
Hey, Mordo was right. Strange is a fucking nuisance.
Yeah. Cap a bitch too. Just throwing that out there.
We kind of went over that.
One
But all
time,
right, so look.
What about Black Bummy? Don't forget Black Bummy.
Yeah.
So we tap or cap that Mr. Freeze is.
I'm tapping.
Cap for me.
I'm capping.
That's cap for me,
I'm capping. That's a cap for me.
Cap.
I'm tapping.
What
Fuck
you gotta
y'all.
say about that? That was a white man. We capped on him.
That's fine. That's what it is, still, you see, it wasn't just all to one this time.
He ain't biased.
It's 2
He
to
ain't
3.
biased.
Every single black character got not more than one vote.
We ain't biased.
Juicy, why you gotta give me the cold shoulder like that?
Wrong is wrong.
Longer, nigga. You was 2 to 1 or 2 to 3.
Nah, it was zip.
Nigga, I said tap. I'm telling you now, you trying to invalidate me. Oh my god,
Tap
you
on
That
invalidating
nigga
me.
agree with you.
Tap on who?
Bro,
I'm asking.
you moving too fast. You not even trying to acknowledge a nigga.
I'm asking you, nigga, who?
Killmonger, nigga, the black nigga.
Okay, all right.
That nigga agree with you.
There's multiple black niggas, so you feel me? All right, so-
Hey, he attacking his own people. That's crazy.
So Killmonger got
You are a
We
villain.
gonna rewind the tape. When I pulled him up, everybody said cap.
He didn't say shit though. All black didn't say shit.
Okay, but no, that's worse. That's worse. What you mean? You mean when the shit actually mattered, the nigga didn't speak up?
Are you trying to silence his violence and shit?
Bro.
That nigga didn't put the that nigga's the
podcast
same
is
nigga.
your
That
villain
nigga is the
story.
same nigga that when Obama made presidency, he didn't do the vote. Was like, I was rooting for that nigga. That was that nigga. That was that nigga.
Phone number, I couldn't even
That was
vote.
that nigga. You didn't vote when it mattered.
I couldn't even vote then. Goofy.
That's not funny.
I couldn't vote. I couldn't vote.
But you
It
could
wasn't
vote
legal
just
yet.
now. You could have voted just now.
Bro,
Nigga, you just said Obama.
I
Obama's
made a
running for president right now.
joke,
Hey,
it's called a correlation.
hey,
I'm talking about your actions and how it correlates to those type of people. I'm saying in this moment, your vote could have mattered, and you didn't.
Okay.
You didn't use that much.
All right,
This is-
all right.
this
We're
is
on to the
really
next
a good
villain.
story.
It's Khan. Is he justified?
No,
That's funny
No.
as fuck.
No, Cap.
That's funny as fuck.
cap on Khan.
Cap.
Hey,
All
this
right.
is really your villain origin story, bro. on this
That's they don't call me Khan for no reason.
This
man.
podcast
He's
exposes
pulling-
your true nature.
He's pulling a full-on Garo, where it's like, well, actually, I side with the villains, and everyone else is like, no, fuck them. It's like, but I agree with the monsters, so I'm gonna become
It's a lot
one.
of cap on these characters, but that's cool. But we gonna go with the last choice, Odin from Kratos Ragnarok.
Fuck that nigga. What the fuck?
Huh?
No.
I believe he was justified.
No,
Give me a synopsis.
Let me.
he
go.
self-fulfilled his
Hold
own
on.
prophecy.
Got you. Hold on. That's facts. What's wrong? Okay, Kratos fulfilling his own prophecy. The fuck?
You know how many people, how many lives that nigga ruined out of pettiness and jealousy and greed?
All to
it was
avoid a
that-
prophecy that by
very
doing
low.
that, he caused.
That
You
nigga
need-
took
you
his
need-
homie that he hired, put that nigga in a tree. It was like, nah, nigga, we torturing you every fucking day. Fuck you. I was like, that nigga was just working for you. You said one thing you didn't like, and now he hung up and strung up by a tree.
Well, you see how that nigga was moving.
That nigga was
That nigga
grimy.
sit still.
I don't fuck with nobody that hang anybody in a tree. It give me PTSD.
Beating the fuck out of his
was a
kids
good
and
one.
shit.
That was perfect. I like that.
No tree hangers.
That
bro.
nigga look like a clan leader. The fuck?
That's
That's
You
why
Look like a
Granny-
fucking grand
Granny-
wizard up in that bitch.
Like the Grand Imperial Wizard with a fucking staff and a cloak.
I cannot wait till we fucking start making reels, bro, because that is gold. Odin's a clan member? That's
Nigga,
hilarious.
clan leader.
he resorted. Corey is too, bro. They put niggas on chains and shit.
Bro, what?
He had the little robe and shit. All he had to do was put it.
That's he got a robe.
Bro, what?
Skin white as snow.
Bro, you can't trust no white nigga in a robe.
Don't do gore.
The only white nigga in a robe I trust is Gandalf, nigga. Other than that, I can't trust no white nigga in a robe.
And even that nigga a little questionable.
We gotta watch them.
Yeah.
He get the
all right,
stretch.
let me play this video for All Black real quick, so y'all can get like he said, some.
Get off of me, chill. Get off of me. This is all your fault. All of it. So, how'd it go? How the fuck do you think it went? All for that nigga piece, and he starts riding rock. Like, damn, just look at us. He turned Magnet into Two-Face. Not only did he kill Balder, but he paralyzed him from the neck down. Heimdall is dead, thank God. And Modi is, oh my God. The hell happened to you? I got stabbed in the neck. What? No, nigga, no, your face. What happened to your face? Oh, my face, yeah. Dad did this to me. Oh shit, I forgot I killed you. Yeah, I bet. Hey, thank you for taking me away from my daughter, prick. Bro, you talking like you was different. How you gonna be in your child's life and they still end up fatherless? I was planning on repairing that relationship with her, but no, you want to be a hater. You said fuck me, and I was like, cool. So now what's the problem? Problem is they call you all father. Yeah, you got son by a dwarf. Hey man, have some respect for all father. You hear me? Yeah.
So that's a quick synopsis. He offered Kratos peace. Even his son. Oh, his niggas muted?
No.
No.
Okay, yeah. Even his son protected his son and gave him refuge. Bruh didn't want no smoke in all of Thor Ragnarok. All he wanted to do was collect this motherfucking mask. Like every old person have a hobby. They want to do their fucking hobby, stay in their own little space and do whatever the fuck they want to do for the rest of their life. Kratos started fucking with this nigga family, all type of shit. Even after Kratos knocked off a good portion of his family, the nigga came to his doorstep, didn't fight the nigga, just say, hey, bro, you know what I'm gonna do instead of just sending this man Thor to beat your ass? I'm just gonna sit here. This is mind you, this is his sons that was killed. So his grandsons and Thor's sons. He said, you know what? We ain't here for all that, bro. We just want peace. We don't want none of that Ragnarok shit. We heard what you did to the Greeks, my nigga. We could beat your ass right now, but we just want to offer you peace. You know what this nigga Kratos said? No.
You wanna know who Odin is? Odin is fucking Ronald Reagan. And you wanna know why? This nigga said, I'm trying to do the best for the US, for the country, but what I'm gonna do and I'm gonna put these bills in place and send niggas at you. But I'm smiling to put my hand out to shake that shit with a gun behind my back. While he said that shit to Kratos, he had the Inhayar, I can't pronounce the fucking name. He had the fucking spirit niggas, the demons, fight him the entire time. He was like, hey, bro, I ain't trying to fight you, but I'm sending some niggas to beat your ass at the same time.
Because this nigga Kratos wouldn't sit still. He just said, he told that nigga, stay here, bro. You want to sit here in peace? You not the god of war no more? Cool. Stay in this little area. Don't go nowhere else. Stay out of our place,
well,
nigga.
In the first game of this, though, wasn't Kratos just minding his own fucking business, not fucking doing anything, just trying to be a dad, and then he got fucking attacked and shit?
Listen. Odin didn't do that.
He was a warrior.
His kinfolk did. So that
I'm talking about like whenever they go to the north side of shit, not in the Greek shit. Yeah, when they're in the north side of shit, he's just trying to fucking raise a family and shit. His wife dies. He's just going on fucking hunting trips with his son. Like he ain't fucking do anything. And then Balder attacks him. He protects himself, and then that shit starts getting more and more personal as it goes on because now people are mad that he fucking beat the shit out of Balder and all that. They kept making it personal, and so eventually it got to the point where Kratos was like, "Nah. Fuck that. Y'all keep showing up at my fucking door. I was trying to mind my own business. Now you made it my problem. Fuck you. I'm kicking your ass."
Kratos brought his little weak ass bullshit to the Norse, and the Norse nigga said, "Nigga, you don't belong here. Get your ass on." Shit, he didn't brought
they were set trip is what you're telling me. They were set trip.
On Jesus.
Where your mama stay? Where your daddy stay? You ain't supposed to
get to the Greek.
You might be the nigga on your block, but that's my block.
We don't like your kind around here.
boy.
That's exactly what it sounds like. It sounds. You make it sound like fucking Tyrone from the hood. Like he was a bad motherfucker back in the hood, but now he got his shit cleaned up and he moved into fucking east side of states or whatever the fuck like that. He moved over into the fucking suburbs and shit. And the fucking the white bake sale mom is like, I don't want you here because of the way you used to be. It's like, bitch, I'm clean. I ain't doing shit.
That's really what happened.
Bro, so let's.
What happened?
So nah.
Had a kid was trying to teach his kid how to hunt and shit, and niggas just pulled up like, bing, 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 bing.
You don't like your history. It's like, well, stop judging me by my fucking history. Judge me by what I'm doing now, which is not shit.
If a
So yeah, no, Odin is not fucking justified. His family started making that shit personal. And so Kratos was all like, all right, fine. If that's how y'all want me to be, that's how I'm going to be.
Odin tried to make amends. He said, we not looking for revenge. We ain't on none of that. We just want you to stay. Look, bro, we don't really mess with you black folk around here. You know what I'm saying? But y'all just stay in y'all own little corner and y'all don't bring y'all stuff over here and we be all right. And he still said he wanted equal rights and use white people toilets. And niggas said, oh, we gotta fight. You know what I'm saying? So
this Pee Wee Herman ass nigga.
Y'all making it black people. It's like Kratos just don't got no reputation. Like, okay, this mass murderer just moved into my neighborhood.
But say it's a mass murderer though that's been through prison and shit like that, and he's come back and he's reformed and he ain't fucking doing anything.
He didn't go to. He won.
I'm saying though, like he did his awful shit, and now he's straight. He ain't doing nothing.
Take it like this. Motherfucking what the fuck is dude's name? Putin come over here. He conquered America. He like, all right. Nah, I conquered America. Let me go to China and let me just live a normal ass life. Nigga, you not finna come to China with none of that shit.
Wood. Hey, knock on wood, because Putin might do that, and I don't, knock on wood.
On me, and he got cancer.
For me,
no, Putin can't even knock over fucking Ukraine. You think he can knock over the U.S.?
You said he can't.
Hey.
Yeah, and yet.
Hey, for me,
in the words of every great movie and anime and cartoon, when they say what else, what's the worst else that could happen? Don't say that shit. Don't do that.
Please don't. My problem is,
I'm gonna do it for you.
I'm gonna pull up on you and be like, "Hey, bro, I ain't trying to fight you and nothing like that." And I tell you to leave my son. Don't talk to my fucking kid. I'm grown as fuck. You weird. You old weird ass nigga. I'm still gonna whisper to your son when you're not around. Hey, little kid. Hey, bro, just come see me real quick. I got something for you. I'm just trying to talk to you real quick. I can tell you who you really are. Come here real quick.
You want to come down to the cellar?
I'll beat your ass.
Oh God, that nigga tried to hit some comic books. He tried to hit up Loki like, hey man, you tired of your daddy being all in your videos, all in the background, waving money around. Man, come to death row, nigga. Come to death row. You ain't a trace, you Loki, nigga.
That's a killable offense off rip, nigga. Leave my kids alone, nigga. You Pee Wee Herman ass nigga.
Jacking off his movie.
Hey, that's hella funny, bro. Y'all gonna make hella memes out of this shit, bro. I did not know this episode was gonna go that way.
On top of that, though, it still comes back to the fact that, like, yeah, there was prophecies involved and shit like that, but Odin self-fulfilled his own prophecy by fucking with other people. Had he not done that shit, Ragnarok wouldn't have fucking happened. So ergo, he set up his own downfall. He ain't justified because he set himself up.
Where he was from, ain't none of that shit would have happened. Keep it real. Fuck all that. He said he made the prophecy happen. He tried to get the prophecy from not happening. Don't come over here.
You see, he's trying to keep the black man out the suburbs. That's
crazy. My God. No, the Greek man.
It's true though. It's true on both ends. Both ends are validated, bro. Like I see all black point and I see Charlie point. Like,
hey, you know who you forgot to put in here? That nigga Fugaku.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
Oh, God.
That was my nigga, and I forgot to put him on.
You put fucking black bum over.
You chose that black bum over Fugaku. You had a better.
No, I put him in. You saw I put him on the list, but I forgot to get his picture in, bro. Okay, can I just talk about him since he? All right, first of all, tap or cap? Odin.
Cap. Well, Odin.
Cap.
You can't start shit and then run away from it.
He didn't start it with him. He started with his own people. That ain't right.
No, it started as soon as he brought his ass over there. Be for real.
Well, you still mad about that debate with Kratos? I don't even hear that shit.
He just made it personal.
Since now you done brought it up.
Oh,
that's crazy. Don't get this nigga started.
Please don't get bro.
Oh God.
Please don't get this. We didn't stop hearing from this nigga for a week.
For like 2 weeks, bro.
Still didn't stop.
So
You fucking quit D&D with me just because of this shit.
Jesus.
Cap! That's cap!
He basically
we'll talk after.
Kevin Hart.
Nigga said, "Fuck D&D right now."
Did anybody jump me? You didn't see nobody jumping me? That nigga must be an octopus.
But Fugaku, that's tapping Fugaku because Buddy didn't even want to start a war. He was like, "Hey, bro, I'm trying to chill out. Let's be cool about this shit." And the nigga was like, "Hey, he don't want to start no war. We starting this war. Go kill that nigga." And he was like, "Well,
what is
Fugaku? My son. I'm gonna just."
Damn,
He said,
what's
"What?"
my phone? Yo,
Fugaku
Jude,
from?
can you put the
Naruto, Wicked Eye Fugaku,
show his picture?
Sasuke's dad. He pretty much was. Yeah, he was pretty much the head of the police department there. You said what?
Big Toby Ram around here, man.
Oh my God,
man! Eliminate the problem before it become a problem.
That nigga weak.
He is.
You want to talk about clan members? That nigga Toby Rama is for sure a clan member. He is for sure a clan member.
He part of my actual fucking clan.
All that white hair and shit and red eye. He's a white demon.
That's crazy.
White devil.
White devil.
No, shit. I mean, y'all tapping him now.
Hold on, because I wanna bring him up just so when I come back and I do like a real shit like that.
Wicked Eye Fugaku, my boy.
Wicked
Man,
Eye. Ain't that one of the hardest? Oh, you did it so fast.
Pick
my
your
brother.
head up.
Let's go,
Pick your
dude.
head up. Hey, don't look down unless there's money on the ground, bro. You had your head down too long.
I appreciate that, bro. I like that. That's why you saying when you partner up with a real nigga, this is the type of results you get. You feel me? So Fugaku, you know what I'm saying? The man who started the coup against the league, but tried to do it in a peaceful way. This man literally never hurt any fucking body besides anybody that posed a threat against the leaf. This man, literally, when his coup was found out by his son, the prodigy, one of the best, least, most combatant members that ever even fucking lived there, right? When his son found out, and he clearly showed that he had the visual prowess to stop Itachi. Even though he showed that he had the stronger eyes prowess over Itachi, he still gave his son the choice of how he wanted everything to go down. That shows that he never had ill intent on anybody, bro. He was a peaceful man. He wanted to handle everything peaceful. Even after the war of the league, he said nobody else, like, I'm tired of all this death. I don't want to see anybody else die. So when he came up with the coup, he literally showed Itachi how he planned to do it in a peaceful way so nobody could get hurt. So in my perspective, he was justified because the only reason why he started the coup was so that the Uchihas could start being treated in a fairly manner. They wanted equal rights, they wanted civil rights, and they didn't get it. So that's justified.
You can want the right thing, but if you do it by snake methods, it's wrong, and I can't stand by that.
But if you live in an environment that's already snaky, again, you dealt with the cores that you dealt
exactly,
with.
But you're not supposed to succumb. You're not supposed to succumb to the environment.
How environment? Get off. He could have just let them niggas get off and be like, yo, because them niggas was mad. They was at the meeting like, man, fuck these.
Hey, bro, let's keep it a buck.
Sitting here trying to keep us underneath their shoe. We the police. We're the police of this motherfucker, and we still get treated like second citizens. We are the main police force to protect this motherfucker.
They the first responders. That shit. You talking some all lives matter, blue lives matter, huh?
Let me say, hey, let's keep it a buck though. This nigga had to plan around Donzo, which we know is a snaky nigga. and Sarutobi, who we know is a fucking shitty ass nigga for leaving
Facts.
Naruto.
And that nigga, the third Hokage was no fucking better.
In the grass. This is called the Leaf Village, so you know it was some slithering motherfucker. That's where fucking
Put this in perspective. This nigga Sarutobi saw a baby, was like, put that nigga in the hood, give him some instant ramen, and give him some fucking get this nigga some chicken noodle soup, nigga. Let him live off that shit. He good.
Thanks.
Fuck that nigga. But I will say Fugaku's still the popo, so I can't fully co-sign that shit though.
Yeah, he like Japanese popo though. Japanese popo are a lot better than American popo.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
I fuck with Jackie Chan. He the police. I fuck with Jackie. That's the police.
Kata.
I'm saying
Justifiable.
bro.
I'm tapping.
I'm gonna tap with Fugaku. I'm gonna tap with him, bro.
Tap.
Because
Tap.
the Leaf was Jackie in a motherfucker, boy.
As fuck. One of the
He
worst.
ain't black, but at least he Asian.
That nigga Hashirama came back like, what the fuck did y'all niggas do?
They done fucked up church's money.
Tap in.
Shit, it's a rapper. Y'all got y'all another person.
We already got our shit off. So
I got
go
one.
ahead.
If y'all want to entertain it.
Yeah, phone them. I'm trying to.
Honorable mentions. Go ahead.
Go all black.
I got like Yagami.
What's y'all?
We already mentioned that, bro. We agree.
I know I mentioned him, but we ain't talk about him.
Oh, okay.
We talked about
I agree how it started. I don't agree with the whole story because it's
After he killed L,
daddy and all
fuck
types
life.
of shit.
It's a method to the madness. It's still madness. That nigga went
He
crazy.
went way too far.
That
Absolute
nigga
power.
Yeah,
corrupts.
because then he started killing innocents. But at first he was justified, and then once he started
That
killing
nigga was
innocents,
gonna
to keep
kill his
himself
own
safe.
daddy.
I don't know about that because bro was literally killing niggas in prison. It was like, bro, he already in prison.
And you,
Fuck.
and he's not checking this and doing research to see if they're actually innocent. Looking at the case files, he's like, "Oh, that nigga in jail for this, he gone. He in jail for this, he gone. You could have been
Right.
framed. You could have not had your due process. You could have had to take a plea deal." And he just like, "Nope, get that nigga out of here. That nigga out of here."
Where he
Him
was
too.
out of pocket was like anybody who was close to figuring out who he was, completely innocent people. He was like, "Oh, say less."
That nigga was playing.
I would
with
like to point out that in the Japanese court system, if you get prosecuted, 95% of the time you're fucking going in because they're going in hard with your fucking evidence. Like
Fair enough.
if you get basically if you go to fucking prison in Japan, you fucking did it, and they have proof. They came with the fucking receipts because because more often than not they will not fucking prosecute. Yeah, their court system is way fucking better than ours, like by a lot.
They still got niggas having 5,000 terabytes of child porn. I guess they ain't cracking down hard enough.
Yeah, every time they fucking find them, they fucking get them. Like the guy that wrote Rurouni Kenshin, his ass is in fucking prison right now for exactly that.
And
Yeah,
Yakuza
he
out
was
there handing out
fucking-
water bottles and shit though. Them niggas just like walking broad daylight chilling. Got tattoos that symbolize, "Hey, I'm with these niggas," and we can't do shit. They some real niggas. What can I say?
Some real.
Yeah. So especially since his beginning shit was Japanese, more often than not, and I'm willing to say like again, 95% of the time, he was probably killing people that actually did fucking deserve it.
Didn't he
So-
go Americans too? Did he go across?
He
Yeah, that's
did
what I'm saying.
he
Oh,
did
fuck,
eventually
he
get to that
went
point
to
too.
New York.
Yeah.
They went to
Yeah,
New
he
York.
did get to that point too. He started in Japan and spread his influence.
Yeah. Plus, you have to be, for me, you have to be altruistic. You can't be looking at shit like a game, having fun. Like, "Ooh, I'm killing these," because I feel like I'm powerless in my life, so I'm gonna kill niggas for fun. No, bro.
I don't know. He wasn't
you
doing it
maybe
for
have
fun. He wanted to take over the fucking world. He had goals.
I'm like,
Right, but he did it off of self-serving reasons, though. He was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, well, they'll never figure out who I am." He became a villain, bro. He literally became an ego maniac, where it was just like, "I am God." He had a God complex, and that's what got that nigga caught up. Because he literally snitched on himself because he was like, "Ha ha! I knew you could never get me because I'm God, and yes, I did it." And whoop whoop whoop, and then he tried to kill the motherfucker, and he was like, "Gotcha ass."
I ain't never seen somebody so happy to eat a fucking chip in my
So
life.
I'm probably finna get off quick. So I'm gonna end y'all with two if y'all care to go on it. Shigaraki, because basically he's just trying to free the mutants and get equivalent with everybody. Like you shouldn't be discriminated just because you got a quirk or you got a quirk that transmutes your body. And then the trope of like basically becoming the biggest enemy so that your enemy can work as a collective, like Eren Yeager and Lelouch.
Lucius a fucking that nigga is a villain. That nigga,
he's a villainous lead.
It would have been better if instead of saying Shigaraki, you could have said like Stain. But
yeah, Stain would have been more sensitive.
Yeah, Stain was 100% justified.
Shigaraki has
his mindset was justified. What the fuck he was doing was not at all. He literally said, "Y'all niggas ain't real heroes, and I'ma kill you because y'all don't serve justice for the people. Y'all serve justice because y'all want to serve y'all ego for being heroes. That is not justified.
They want to serve the brand and shit like that.
Exactly, that's not justifiable.
Yeah. So what Stain was doing,
and pretend to be a real hero, I gotta get killed because my fucking personality doesn't align with what you think is a real hero. Like, that's bullshit.
It's because they're taking advantage of a system and they're going about it in the most fucked up ways.
I mean, I'm saying that's still a basis for Shigaraki's beliefs. Like Spinner, the little lizard nigga, heavily like took that to heart when Stain did that shit. And Spinner is fucking Shigaraki right here, man.
Dumbass niggas, I know you ain't mentioning that lizard. Cause that nigga's trash.
Chill out, chill.
You said he a bum?
Trash.
Are you current?
I'm not current.
The lizard nigga is a rider. That lizard
is current. He definitely turned up.
And we talking about Eren Yeager and Lelouch.
Shit on him.
We talking about Eren Yeager and Lelouch. Some niggas got done dirty. One time it was like genocide. That's what we doing. We killing everybody, nigga. It don't matter. Babies, moms, grandma, aunts on some fucking Yusuke Urameshi shit. I don't care if it's your grandma or baby or woman. Everybody get knocked the fuck out.
Right. But the end goal is y'all niggas gonna hate me, so y'all gonna team up.
So I'm gonna kill your auntie because of that.
Hey, shit, if it's worth it.
Oh my god,
man, that's some fucking Ozymandias shit right there. That's an Ozymandias mindset.
Hey, you ain't no better than them niggas when we're talking about they wives, bro. You go
auntie slayer, boy.
No. I'm not the one saying I was killing for pussy. I'm killing for at least union, collectivity.
Why he sound like a dude from Buddha is more important than water. I'm not the one killing for pussy.
That nigga, wow, that nigga said, fuck your auntie, fuck your cousin, fuck your second cousin on your mama's daddy's side, all the niggas gone.
Hey, but see, now you got new cousins.
That's disgusting.
We your family now.
Yeah. Yeah, you may not be my color, but you my people.
Oh my God. That's on them. I ain't even
Bro, put that Illuminati symbol down. What the fuck is wrong with you? Talking about that nigga Jew doing that.
He's trying to catch a football. He's trying to catch a football. That's all he doing.
Hey, man, I'm
a player. Shout out possession jutsu and shit.
All right, so y'all ain't got no.
That nigga trying to pull that TN.
I'm capping on both. I'm capping on all three of them niggas. Eren Yeager, Lelouch.
Oh, it ain't justified. They end goal ain't justified. G.
No, not for genocide, bro. Genocide, I can't, bro.
I will tell you this though. I will tell you this though. I only watch My Hero for the
control. You can't, bro. The Titans was gonna cause havoc regardless.
So you doing it early? That means you still wrong for that shit. Just because some bad shit gonna happen, you trigger it earlier than it's gonna happen means you pulled the trigger on that. You made the conscious decision to do some fucked up shit.
Did them niggas team up?
They did, but hey, I ain't killing aunties.
They did.
I ain't killing niggas aunties.
I got an honorable mention.
Go ahead.
My nigga Hades.
Which one?
Hell yeah.
Like animated Hercules Hades or?
Shit, it damn near any rendition because he got the same issues and damn near everything.
No.
He got
her over a bitch too. Persephone. Ooh, you gonna stay with me forever. No, boy.
No, all right, not the bitch part, but I'm talking about as far as how he feels about his daddy giving Zeus the skies, giving Poseidon the seas. And he got
so wait.
In the mythology, they drew lots. Yeah, in the mythology, they drew lots, so it was fair.
They drew, yeah, and he just got the bat end of the stick out of luck, and then he just mad.
Well, and honestly, he don't even mind it. Like, he ain't even jealous of that shit. He's like, I'm down with Underworld. I'm fine with this shit. Everyone leaves me the fuck alone. I just do my job. And I go home to my hot ass wife, and that's all I fucking do. Like,
but I think he got like that Leo pride tendency, bro. I think he just said that so he didn't look weak, and then when he got down, he's like, man, I don't know what the fuck they put me down here with all these bum ass dead people.
Definitely.
He was treating them niggas like that.
It really depends. Yeah, it really depends on the iteration.
Yeah, so I'm not talking mythology at all. I'm talking more so like Hercules, the Zeus on Netflix.
If there's a webtoon called Lore Olympus. It deals with the Hades and Persephone myth. The Hades in that one, he doesn't fucking mind. He actually kind of enjoys it because he can't fucking stand the other Olympians. He doesn't like being around them and shit. He just wants to fucking go to work and do his shit and go the fuck home. And then he meets a super cute girl and then they fall in love and shit. And everyone starts making it a fucking problem. And he just wants to be left alone with his cute girl. That's all he wants.
Which like kind of wild because the Greek mythology just like tricked her like, gotcha, bitch, you here now.
No, actually, Zeus fucking sold her out. Zeus sold her the fuck out to Hades. Hades was justified in that shit too because he was given permission by her father that he could marry her. And so he took her, and then the mom had a fucking problem with it. That's different. And even in the mythology, Persephone's cool with it. Persephone's a willing participant. Like, she doesn't seem like she's in any distress or nothing like that. She only leaves because it's part of the fucking contract that had to be made between Hades and Demeter.
I mean, that's only a portion of Hades' character. Don't nothing justify leasing the Kraken. Like, nigga, keep that shit down below. Like you said, if you're cool and competent, you ain't got no reason to be dropping that type of shit. But
part of them, though, the fucked up shit with them, though, they don't really view, like, human beings as, like, people. It's, like, playthings and, like...
Yeah.
Like literally like ants. Like we just gonna fuck around.
Which is why Gore the God Butcher needs to fucking check their ass.
He needed to go there. He needed to go to Olympus. That's where he needed to go.
Yes, 100%.
They make human beings miserable in fucking Greek mythology, bro.
That's Tap. That's Tap.
Gore justified in a
Facts.
So Gore justified in a different universe.
He's got a lot of taps. I'm feeling
like we said earlier today. It was right method, wrong nigga. Right method, wrong nigga. You had the right mentality, but you should have went for them other gods, and you would have been cool. Everything you did would have been justified.
If you got one time to turn into a crow and fuck my girl and get her pregnant, nigga, it's over with. It's done for.
I'm killing everybody.
Everybody.
All right, man. Well.
We're gonna do a episode one day because boy, I want to talk about Zeus
being the fucking worst.
Yeah, that nigga was a scumbag. That nigga was perv too. He was going around portraying as other people fucking niggas bitches and shit. I want to talk about it. That nigga's out of pocket.
You mean to tell me she getting godly dick? Godly dick?
Yeah, but it's Greek dick, so it ain't that big.
Give that nigga the treatment they gave his daddy.
That's crazy. All right, well, today was a good episode, man. I appreciate everybody that came in last minute. This wasn't planned for everybody to hop on, but Charlie, thank you for blessing us with your presence. Thanks for networking with us and letting us contract through BLERD Approved Entertainment, giving TapN No CapN the opportunity to show us what we can do. You feel me? Thomas, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for blessing us with your presence, man. You're always a fun time. Appreciate the colorful nails and the hair. Cool. All black. Man.
I gotta bring some scene to the hood, man. You know.
No, yeah. You gotta bring some type of color. I get it.
I may not be black, but I'm blue.
You worry about all the Thomas know about the hood. He ain't saved the hood.
You not here.
I'm from the white version of the hood. I'm from the fucking trailer park and shit. The fuck am I gonna do?
The white version of the hood.
Yeah, you cannot tell me the trailer park is not the white version of the fucking hood.
No.
It is. That's why Eminem fuck with us.
That nigga all black. I beg your pardon.
I beg your pardon. Oh,
we just brothers and sisters without melanin. That's all we are in the trailer park. That's it.
If you think melanin is all that makes a black person black, oh my God. I'm saying we stretching it like this shit ain't light, folks.
But what I was gonna say, man. So
we just a bunch of poor motherfuckers over here. We ain't shit.
y'all give out how people can follow y'all, man. Start off with all black. Go ahead,
I'm straight, G. Shit, I enjoy it. Y'all have me on here. I appreciate y'all listening and being able to get some input, man. It was nice to meet you, Charlie. I appreciate Jufy. Appreciate you, Con. Shit, hopefully y'all keep me in tune, man. Look forward to
yeah,
everything.
man. Be ready for that tournament, brother. That's gonna be a good one.
All right, shit, yeah.
All right,
yeah.
go ahead, Thomas.
All right, I'm Thomas the Token. And you can find me on Universal Debates. In fact, about to start my own tournament thingy going on. We already finished the drafts and everything like that. It's based off Pokemon type, so I got all the stuff for that. I'm gonna start posting them tomorrow and shit. So if you see this, come join Universal Debates, come join in, and that's basically it.
I got you. I'm gonna post those the next episode because, like you said, 2 more episodes, and then you feel me, we'll do the tournament. But I'm gonna post those pictures that you sent me for the tournament that you're running.
Well, I'll go ahead and I'll just post them tomorrow, man. So that way, like, they can start generating the votes and stuff.
Got you. All right, go ahead, Charlie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if y'all want to find me, you can find me over at the Then and Now Podcast over on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, pretty much anywhere. Just type in the Then and Now Podcast, and then hopefully around with these fellows whenever they'll have me on. Support TapN No CapN on BLERD Entertainment or on their own individual platforms.
Go ahead, Strawhead Jufy.
Oh man, you can follow me on Instagram, man, strawhat_Jufy. You can catch me on Facebook under Ju Palmore, Juu Palmore, Pamre. Man, shout out to C Diesel, shout out Thomas for coming through, man. Shout out to BLERD Entertainment, shout out to Universal Debaters, man. It's always a pleasure parlaying with you guys, bro. It's always, energetic, suspenseful, and educational on my end. So I appreciate that, man. Yeah, just follow your boy. Hit that follow button, man. Got a lot coming for y'all.
Sorry, and it's your boy, the comment, KJM_man. No, that's the Bay. Catch me Universal Debates. Catch me BLERD Cartel. We're doing well. Catch me on What It Sound Like podcast, where basically where you get your best reviews and interviews. And catch me on TapN No CapN on BLERD Entertainment, where basically if you're BLERD and you've seen it, what's your opinion? We up out of here. Subscribe, follow, tap in with us, man.
Nice meeting you, by the way, Charlie.